Oh, thank you for following very much. Your name is very long. A disgustingly normal human. Had trouble freaking reading that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna revisit Gigas to test his sidestep, and the reason I wasn't testing sidestepping against his moves, testing his tracking, is because I was doing Gigas mirror, because that's the best way to test a character, and Gigas sucks at sidestepping, so you wouldn't get an accurate representation. Now, if you want to main Gigas yourself, you're gonna want to test his sidestepping against the rest of the cast. I'm probably not going to be doing that because I'm not maining Gigas, you know. But it is worth testing how his general tracking is. So I'll probably put Gigas versus Dragunov or Gigas versus Jin or something like that, and then test his tracking that way. But for now, we got Kazumi, one of the new characters, one of the cool new characters, in my opinion. And it's time to learn some freaking Kazumi, man. I got the frame data up here, and just like I did with Gigas, I'm gonna have to go back and forth between my tabs. Q&A's welcome, even if it's not related to Kazumi. I will answer it, but keep in mind that there will be a couple of minutes between every time I look at the tab with the chat. So, like, I was just dicking around with her a little bit before I started the stream, and I noticed that she actually appears to have a pretty damn good backdash. Like, I got across the screen in 4 backdashes. That's, well, 4.5. It's pretty dang good. And her down forward too is the tiger uppercut. Whoops, I did that by accident. She does the tiger uppercut automatically. She also has it off of her own version of demon paw forward too. That's pretty interesting. And she does the pose. It's pretty fucking cool in my opinion. And then she's got a while running too, which has the same animations as forward too. That's interesting. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So right up front, I could already see she's got the Mishima jab strings. The Mishima 112, which is always amazing. But Mishima 112, the thing you gotta be careful about is if you're not using it as a jab punisher, it is launch punishable on block. But the thing that you should know about Mishima 112 is that it is very hit confirmable if you're not using it as a punisher. So if you're just tapping 1-1, you can delay that last 2 really fast. Easily verify that the 1-1 connected and then unleash the last hit, right? And if you want to test that, you want to train that up, you could set the guard to random, wherever the hell it is. Where is random guard? No, not here. Random guard, right? Boom. Let's just set it all to random guard, right? And then, oh no, first you want to make it. Yeah, you want random guard on the first hit, and I guess the second hit in this case doesn't matter. And then you just go 1-1. That's block. See? Oh, that would have made me launch. There you go. See, this is how you test it. Easy hit confirm. Unfortunately for her, just like Kazuya's and I think Double Chin, she does not get a full wall splat. I believe Heihachi is the only one that gets a full wall splat with that. And once again, let's just test that, right? Just to be sure here. Whoops. Right? Yeah, like, you know, maybe she'll get one free thing out of that, but in general, she's probably just going to get a really good, decent Oki, because they're going to be able to attack before you could hit them. So, regular ass good old 1-1-2, 10 frame jab punisher. And then she also here has a 1-2-2. That looks like Kazuya's 1-2-2. This one keeps him standing, so if you and does more damage. 2 more damage than 1-1-2. 1-1-2 gives you the knockdown, so you can push him towards the wall, obviously. 1-2-2 keeps him standing if you want to keep him standing for some reason, for, like, you know, different kinds of follow-ups. And does 2 more damage, and is only, according to this RB Norway frame data, is +2 on hit. They say that counter hit, they don't have the frame data on this, so I guess I'm gonna have to test it myself. But according to this, is also -12 on hit. You cannot hit confirm 1-2-2. You cannot delay it at all, so you have to commit. So if you're gonna use 1-2-2, use it as a punish, with punish, block punish. Do not use it as, you know, something that you just do in the neutral. If you're just jabbing around in the neutral, stick with 1-1. Keep in mind, 1-1 is only -1 on block, so you can move all fucking day after this is blocked. It's totally fine. You turn off the... Okay, no, it's already off. So I want to test -12. I got to remember that because she has a 12 frame 2-1. So So her standing 2 is 12 frames according to RB Norway, and I guess that would make this her 12 frame Punisher. 2-1. Which is weird. Oh, well, I guess it's less damage, but it keeps her standing, and she's at +7 according to RB Norway. Is there any unique? Oh, wow, that's her supercharge. She doesn't have a supercharge, so I'm gonna have to go in here to set counter hit. That's weird. Or am I fucking up the input? Let me see. Yes, I ain't fucking up the input. Okay, sorry. Okay, so her 2-1 is kind of like a regular Jin's 2-1, high mid, but absolutely shit damage, and apparently 12 frames, unlike Jin's 10 frame. And shitty damage. So let's see something here real quick, right? We're gonna record. Jab, it's a 2-1. Yeah, so that's definitely 12 frames. Wow, it's definitely slower than 11 frames because we're not exchanging when she's at +1. So I'm gonna assume that 12 frames is correct here. And now that we got a 12 frame move, now I could go back and verify the +2, right? It says 122 is +2 with a question mark. So let's go verify that. We're gonna do 122 and then mash 2 right after. And then I'm gonna let the 122 hit me, and then I'm gonna mash jab. If we exchange, yep, see, that is definitely +2. Now let's record again. I want to see one more thing. I don't need to record for this, but whatever. Whoop. I don't think the last hit of that has anything unique. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So yeah, 122. More damage, +2. 112 knockdown. 2-1, 12 frames, +7. I'll have to come back to that to check that when I see a 17. Oh, according to this is 17 frames. Her armor move. So let's try this to test then. Let's record 2-1 into. Well, even if it's an armor move, I think we would still exchange. So let's find out. This would be interesting. 2-1, match forward 2, right? Record. Yeah, see, we exchanged. So that is definitely +7. And that is a 17 frame armor move. Moving real fast here, aren't we? So 2-1. Shit damage, but great frame advantages. And it is -5 on block according to this. Now, does she have a 15 frame? Yes, she does. According to RB Norway, this is a 15 frame mid. So let's test that now, right? I'm going to record 2-1, and I'm just going to match 1-1. Let's try one more time. Make sure I didn't waste any frames. Ooh, got me in the rear. Reset. Alright, so. Oh, I hit forward 3. Just match 3. Yep, we matched. So we match rows and we exchanged. So that is -5 on block. What I didn't test was the tracking. Oops. So I mean, I can't imagine it being any different than a 2 jab, being a regular 2 jab. Even though it's 12 frames, yeah, no tracking on that shit at all. Let's see how the string, the second hit, tracks. God, ducking. Oof, okay. Ooh, this might be the use for this. Nah, not quite. So it tracks very well to her left, but it's got nothing for her right. But because you can see that it tracks so well to her left, actually, there's one more thing I can test here. That didn't test. Yeah, so I don't know. It looks like it's the same thing. This would be cool if it was a counter hit move, because if it was, it would make her 2 stronger in general, because then you can do 2 by itself. Excuse me. You can do 2 by itself, and then a move that tracks to her other side, a mid, and then you can mix it up basically a little bit based on like which way they sidestep. Interesting, I guess. It's more as a deterrent for them ducking, I guess, and it's still useful as a thing you can just do occasionally after a 2. Her 2 by itself, according to this, is +8. That's really good. It is -3 only. We had a 13 frame move here, I'm sure, right? Down forward 1. Is that a 13 frame move? Yeah, it is. Ooh, she has a really good down forward 1. I know that. Anyway, let me get back to the chat for a second here. Wow, you guys. What's going on? What's going on? Blah blah blah. Kazumi. Characters can have different backdashes and sidesteps. Correct. Arcade version for a little bit had universal backdash. Apparently they reverted that. What's up, Crux? So backdashes are very different. I mean, if you remember my Gigas video, you could see it clear as fucking day. She's backdashing maybe like an extra 50% distance than Gigas, if not double. And sidestepping, basically, characters may move the same amount of space sidestep-wise, but their wideness matters, you know? I don't know, maybe they don't move the same amount of distance sidestepping, but size matters when it comes to sidestepping, man. Unless you're capos, then it's just their weird fucking stance messes up with their sidestepping. Anything else? Too shitty backdashes are fun. Alright, let me just take a swig here. So far she's got the Mishima juice. I was gonna test 13 frames to test the -3 on this too. So this 2 by itself might actually be pretty freaking sweet because +8, but it does have some pushback, so it's not that amazing, I guess. I'm still gonna test if it's -3 on block though. So let's record and then jab, right? So we should exchange here. If this is really 13 frames. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so yeah, -3. So, I mean, that 2-gen not as amazing as I thought, but, I mean, okay, it's alright. It's okay, because you gotta think about it. Remember, like I said, you have that little built-in follow-up to deterrent. The built-in follow-up is safe and is only -5. Apparently it's moving either moving me left or moving the other Kazumi right. Maybe it's moving us both. It's messing with the axis, because if I hit her with this, like, twice, I'm at her fucking rear. So that's interesting, right? So something about past Tekkens, right? I don't know if this is the case here, and I will test it, but let me explain this first. When you see an animation when you hit people in the rear, where they like that, they're like holding their side or holding their back, because frame data when hitting people in the back is not the same as frame data when hitting people in the front. But when you see a weird animation like that, that could mean that you actually are getting some sort of heavy frames to the point where you might be able to get something for free. And if that's the case, if you get something for free here, in these like odd angles, on a move that has some sort of built-in sidestep in it, there might be some real cheap shit with this move. I wouldn't know what though. I would have to revisit the move after I better familiarize myself with her move list. I don't know, let's see. That's a slow move. It's 15 frames, right? But if I record this. Right, that knee. I don't know how fast that knee is. Let's go with 15 frames. I already know it's 15 frames, so let's go with standing 3. What's it? Standing 3 too, right? Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Right? Let's see if I can let this. I'm gonna let this hit me twice, and then after it hits me the second time where it catches my rear, I'm gonna try to escape that standing 3 too. Let's see what happens. Didn't look like I could get away from it. That was right in front of me. No, okay, I was able to stand block. Alright. Let's try a 13 frame instead of 15 frames. Oh, I'm gonna be back. Ah, the camera's fucking me up. If anything, the camera tricks there would be the most obnoxious thing about that kind of thing. Oop, we're going to record. Alright, 13 frame mid this time. Reset. Ugh, the camera. No, I hit record. I'm an idiot. Alright. That hit me. I tried to turn around stand block and it hit me. I'm gonna try to jab her. Nope, can't jab her. So, that might be guaranteed because she has a built-in follow. Down forward 1-2. With a nice little knockdown. So, we're gonna record it again. Yeah, that hit me. Let me hold forward. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that hit me right in the side too. She was in the middle of turning and she still got hit in the side. So this is this little string here is cheaper than I thought. I think down 2 is guaranteed after 3-2 connects. Well, 3-2 didn't connect in that situation. How many frames does it take to turn around? Like 6 or 4. I forget the exact amount of frames Picatops here, and I'm actually unsure. I haven't thought about how to test that exactly. Just know that there's various ways to turn around. In some cases, you're gonna want to hold forward to turn to realign. In some cases, you want to just hold back to turn around standing. And in other cases, the quickest way to create space to turn around is down back, but you're in crouching, so long range mids will hit you. It recovers slower than standing and turning around, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, it's turning around with an attack, which is, I believe, faster than just turning around into blocking. I'm not 100% on that, but I think crouch jab is faster. The reason I think this kind of stuff is because when you think about Lily's cartwheel, down forward plus 3+4, and her follow-ups, you notice that, like, if you try to just turn around standing, she can't turn around and avoid jabs. She's at too much negative. I think she's at -5 after that shit. But she could clearly beat you out with a crouch jab unless you use like a 12 frame mid. So there's some sort of weird funky shit going on with back turn that like I never quite was able to grasp. Also, keep in mind that this kind of setup that I just found, things might get weird if you try it on, let's say, Ling Xiaoyu, Master Raven, anybody with a lot of unique options with their back turn to you. Like if Lei were in the game, they might have their own answer to deal with that kind of shit. So don't think that that's universal. Any character that does any regular hold Schmohawk when they're back turned, they're probably gonna get hit by that, guaranteed. That setup I just found. So just like that, I found another use for that 2-1 string. So the damage is shit, but there's some good utility here. You know, one sidestep left. Look at that! Ooh, just off of dash, I got in her face. One sidestep left, and look at that. Just like that, you set it up. And since it's safe on block, like -5, you could just sidestep and do it. You know, just sidestep and fucking do it. If they block it, so fucking what? Not only do you get their fucking rear if it connects, at least in the case of Kazumi, character size might, you know, change things here. But in the case of Kazumi, in one stroke, one connect, you get the rear and you get the fucking camera switch. So then, even if you're not gonna go for the guarantee thing, you can just go for a launcher. I bet you they're still not gonna block that shit because the cameraman is going all over the fucking place, playing Wing Chun with the camera, unable to follow the action, man. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. That's that tag 1 shit. Camera tricks. I don't know if it's consistent though, but look at that. That's fucking nuts. She's like palm striking you and tapping you in the ass to switch sides. It's good shit. I like that. And this causes all sorts of axis issues. If I sidestep right, look at this. We're like aligned weird right now. I feel like I can make some weird shit with. Anyway, and yeah, like this is pretty good, man. This makes that follow up makes the 2 by itself okay-ish, and the 2 being +8 on hit is nice. Also, because that +8, you're not gonna be able to sidestep shit. Like if I just do. Check this shit out, right? If I just do that into her launcher, I bet you I will not be able to sidestep that launcher. But if I were to jab and do that launcher, I bet you I'll be able to sidestep it in at least one direction. Let's see. Unless that's like a special tracking launcher. Alright, let's test it with the jab first. Like, +1. Look at that whiff. +1. Okay, so it tracks to her right. Let's see if it tracks walk. Right, Llama, I got her fucking rear, right? Now let's give her +8 and see what happens. Is she gonna do it? Oh, I ain't hit play, I'm sorry. Nope. It does whiff though. Nope. Either way it goes, my point, you don't want to use that launcher obviously for this situation, but my point being, a linear move at +8 all of a sudden stops being linear. Because they don't have enough frames to sidestep. Even with that bit of pushback you caused. So that's why +8 is good shit. Is Tekken better with a fight stick or just personal preference? Just personal preference. I've been using the Itoki Omni, and my problem is this area right here under the stick, if you can see where my index finger is pointing right down there, is very uncomfortable for my wrist. So my wrist has been swelling. That's why I didn't play any yesterday, really, for the most part. But this is a Korean stick, and the thing about Korean sticks is, at least this one, is it's really tight. Like if I move it in one direction and let it go back to the neutral, it like goes back instantly, and neutral is very important in Tekken. And because there's so much resistance when I move the stick around, every movement, every input, movement input that I make has to be very deliberate. And that's what I like about it. But there's a learning curve, and I haven't broken in the stick yet. There's also some issues with the stick specifically with the switches. But it is very cool. Having said that, pad is totally fucking fine, right? Reason being, let's talk about Korean backdash for a second, right? When you do the Korean backdash cancel, you're backdashing and you're tapping down back. You want to tap that down back with as few frames as possible. When you're doing that on stick, it's a little more work to reduce those frames, because the reason being, the longer you stay in that crouch, the more, the bigger the window you are vulnerable to mid attacks, especially long range mid attacks. And if you're playing on the pad, it's much easier to get away from that crouch, just like minimize the amount of frames you're crouching. It is ultimately the easiest on a hitbox, because hitbox is fucking for cheaters. But yeah, have you tried getting a mug cozy and cutting it off and taping it under there? Might help you. Oh, I haven't really tried anything, because I've just been using this stick for the past like week. So, and I just literally ran into this issue a few days ago, and I played with my friend a local session for like 8 hours straight. So anyway, enough of a digression. I will check out what you suggested and see. Ban hitbox players. Pad warriors are fine, man. Fighting GM is a pad warrior, and he's probably like one of the best. He's one of the best from my area, at least. So I would say he's definitely one of the best in the country, at least if he were to still keep playing. Anyway. Back to the matter at hand. Necropolis. How many frames do you have to sidestep? Necropolis, some of the things changed. Alright, so I told you +8, you're not going to be sidestepping most linear moves. It seems like, depending on your character, when you're at about -4 or 5, that's when you're going to be unable to sidestep jabs. So for Kazumi, for example, we found out earlier that the string I was just looking at, 2-1, is -5 on block, right? But let me see if it pushes back. If I were to record 2-1 and then try to sidestep left, right? And then block it. Oop. She can't sidestep the 1. See? Let me. Every time you test something like this, you want to record it over and over and over again. Make sure it's consistent, because it could be a bad input. So I'm going to record her sidestepping left again. Let's see if she does it. You keep in mind you can buffer the sidestep during your strings. So once again, I'll put her at -5. She can. So now I'm going to go up. She can't sidestep it. Can she sidewalk it? You always want to test sidestep and sidewalk. Nope. So, -5, she can't. Can I put her at -4? According to this, her 1-2 is -4 on block. So, assuming that's true. Nope. Let's go the other way. She was able to go the other way. Oh. So if she were to sidewalk, she'd probably beat it out, if I were to guess. What was it? 1-2. Yep. See? That's just how these things roll. Your models may vary depending on who your character is, because not all sidesteps are created equally. When I was doing my Jin run through a few days ago, Jin wasn't able to fucking sidestep his own jabs at like -3. This is -4, and she's able to go in at least one direction, sidewalk. Things change if I hold forward. If I hold forward, by the way, that's another thing to think about. Holding forward kind of realigns. And then even if I delay it for a bit too. Ooh, where is she swinging? Yeah, see, if I delay it, then she definitely gets around. But if I hold forward and go right away, I catch her in the face. So that's actually a symptom of there is still a sidestep nerf in place here. They initially for 7.0, the sidestepping was absolute garbage. I feel like they overdid it on purpose so they could rein it back somewhere in the middle. Not as good as Tag 2, but way better than it was in 7.0. So there still appears to be sidestep like being not as strong as it used to be. General rule of thumb for linear mids, though, is when you're put at, let's say, -6, whether you're put there from the opponent or you put yourself there, or worse, you're probably not going to be sidestepping any 13-frame mids. When you're -7 or worse, you're probably not going to be sidestepping any 15-frame mids, no matter how linear. So keep that in mind. Things might change if you're, let's say, Lily, Lisa, maybe. But that's the general rule of thumb. And then, like, just verify whatever character you're playing. Put yourself, try to find a way to put yourself in those situations. Put yourself at -4. Put yourself at -5. Try to sidestep jabs. Put yourself at, you know, you get the idea. You don't have to go through every move on the list. You just need to know at -4, I'm not sidestepping jabs, right? At -5, I'm not sidestepping mids. That's all you got to know. And then once you know that, then you know that every single time you run into a 13-frame mid, you're not gonna sidestep in that situation. That you gotta think about it in a general sense. You don't have to think about it, oh, I have to test my sidestep against every fucking move of the game. No, you don't. You don't. One step at a time. Alright? I hope that answers that. Sidewalking is, well, it's more like sidewalking continues to create the space that you make when you sidestep. When you sidestep, if you're just tapping sidestep, you stop at a certain point. Like, she was getting hit by the jab, but if I sidestepped and canceled it into block, she would have blocked. Like, if I just do 2-1, right? 2-1, sidestepping back. She might not sidestep the jab, but she's gonna block. Well, not quite. Let's try this again. Okay, maybe let's try -4 then, right? Well, no, she was able to sidestep in that direction. You want to go the other direction. The way that she wasn't able to sidestep it before. As you see, the first one did whiff there, but she did sidestep it. See? It just depends on how fast you cancel your sidestep. If I mash it as fast as possible, I'm hitting her out of it. But if I do anything even remotely slow, she'll block it. You know? Sidestep canceling is important, especially if you're able to do it really fast. Yeah, I found that 2-1 by accident, and now I've gone on these huge tangents, these huge little sidetracking here. But you know, as long as it helps people out, I don't mind. Back to the issue at hand here. Yeah, you get the general idea. You gotta understand, Nick, a lot of things have changed since Tag 2, so I'm just giving you like the generals of it, but like, you know, you're gonna have to do your own testing with your own character for the most part here. So that's 2-1, right? Now we're gonna go with her standing 3, which has a built-in follow of either standing 3-1 or standing 3-2. Standing 3 by itself is a 14-frame mid. Alright, as we saw before, standing 3-2. Let me check the if it's natural combo. Standing 3-2 is a natural combo mid-high that knocks down right in front of her and might give something for free. It gave that for free. What else does it give for free? It gives that for free. Do you have any sort of stomp? No, well, probably get something better for free, right? So it gets some free shit. That's good. According to this, the frame it is only -1 on block. Fucking nice. That's really cool. Does that second hit have anything? Nope, same thing. Let's test -1, shall we? We're gonna go back to record. Oop, I keep forgetting record is over here. Right, we're gonna go to record. By the way, let me know if the volume, if the game is drowning out my voice, let me know, because I can't tell sometimes. Alright, we're gonna mash, no, yeah, we're gonna mash jab. Does she have 11 frames? She doesn't have 11 frames. So I should mash a 14-frame move and see the 13-frame exchanges. So I should just mash the 3 again after doing it. Right, that makes sense. Oh, forces crouch too. Oh boy. Okay. So if it's -1, then does she have a generic while standing 4? Let's see. That looks like a generic while standing 4. Let's test it with the jab again then. Yep, that is -1 on block. That is pretty fucking sweet for a move that gives you that kind of reward. Of course, you also gotta watch out for, what was it, mid-high? Whoops, mid-high? Yep, mid-high. So you gotta watch out to get, you don't want to get launched. Whatever, there's her launch while standing too. But then she has standing 3-2, mid-mid, according to this. Oh, sorry, standing 3-1 is mid-mid. It doesn't have any frame data here, but aside from the on block, it being -13 with a question mark. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. That is also a combo. Oh, it causes spin. That's why. So this kind of stuff is generally like you're gonna have. Generally, if you have a long-range mid to follow up when you see this kind of spin happen, they're gonna be unable to sidestep it. Generally, unless it's super slow. That's gonna call, of course, wall splat. It says -13 with a question mark. Let's see if it's any pushback on this thing. And then whenever block. Not much. So her 13 frame move hits it. Yeah, looks like it's 13. That was her 14 frame kick, so 13 frame punish for that move on block. Does the second hit have any properties? Nope, still spins. Okay. So there you go. You got 3-1 to deter people from ducking a 3-2, and the 3-2 is only -1 on block. And it forces crouch. Reminder, forcing crouch means the opponent can only instantly sidestep towards the background. So the green Kazumi, or whatever color that is, will only, if I were to do this to her and she were to block it, this, and she were to block it, she would only be able to sidestep to her right. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about what your tracking moves are as a follow-up. Next, we got 1+2. So it's 2 punches. Oh, when it connects, we get the little tiger guy coming out. All right. What about guard? I doubt he's going to come out. No, nothing on guard. It is mid-mid. Natural combo, clearly. I'm going to guess it causes a wall splat, but it is -14. Ooh, it is a 12 frame mid. Okay, but it is really bad on block. So this is, think of this like a fancier version of Jin's 1+2. Or Kazuya's 1+2. Both Jin, regular Jin, and Kazuya have a 12 frame mid 1+2. 12 frame mids from like when you're standing, not while standing, just standing, are rare in general. And when you see them more often than not, they're just like mid pokes, quick little gaki mid pokes without any tracking. It is even rarer to have a decent damage 12 frame mid that knocks back. In this specific case, it looks like it's gonna wall splat. So let's test. Did she get anything? Yep. She probably got something out of that. I don't know what it would be. You know, man, I'll just do that, slam him down, maybe. So she'll get something. She does recover kind of slow, so she might not get like a resplat kind of thing going on. She might not. But she gets something. So the thing about her as compared to Jin and Kazuya is Jin and Kazuya's are both, I think, -12 on block. According to this, hers is -14. They are characters that can launch you for that on block. Kind of rare. Brian's Jet Upper will launch you for that. Lars' Forward Back 2-1 will launch you for that. Electrics, all electrics will launch you for that. You don't need perfect electric, just any electric from, including regular Jin's electric. There's more. There's probably a couple more 14 frame launches that I don't remember right now. But those are the big ones that I remember right now, right? So you gotta be careful with that. Even when you're not gonna get, even in a situation where you can't get launched, -14. There's a lot of characters that have a lot of nasty, like hard hitting moves at like -12, 13, or 14. So you gotta watch out for that kind of shit too. I suppose you could say this depends on the matchup. Like for example, I might not mind. Nah, Steve could hit you with Sonic Fang. That does kind of hurt. Maybe Asuka. Asuka's punch is kind of shitty. When you start to get familiarize yourself with the cast's punishments, that's when you start to realize, matchup-wise, how risky is a certain move really, you know? So, -14, depending on who you're fighting against, might not be such a big fucking deal. And, you know, you might get a wall spat. Now, let's test the tracking now that I explained all that shit, right? Boop, boop, boop. Record jab into 1+2. Ugh. I'm trying to buffer it, so weird shit. That didn't look fast. Try it again. Alright. Play. Alright, so that second hit tracks that way. Oh, reset. Okay. So just like the other string, whoop, you gotta time it well. And then punish. Huh. So this might be, RB Norway might be wrong. Either RB Norway is wrong about this standing 3 being 14 frames, or RB Norway is wrong about that being negative 14 on block. Let's test negative 13. Negative 13. By the way, that 3-1, that would be her 13 frame Punisher, or actually 3-2, either one, depending on if you want the knockdown or not. The 3, assuming that's really 14 frames. Did I say 13 before? Well, I meant 14. Assuming the standing 3 is really 14 frames, either one of these would be her 14 frame Punisher. Both really good. So I verified that that's at least negative 14. So there's that. And the tracking isn't that great. It might clip people that like try to move into a button. Like if somebody were to sidestep and commit to a button, like, yeah, they might get hit. Yeah, see, just like that. So it's one of those moves where you have to time your sidestep well to beat it out. If you sidestep and you start pressing buttons too early, you'll probably get clipped by it. All right, that's enough of that. Let me go back to my chat real quick. What do we got going on in here? Anything? Anything? Down 2 free and Tiger free? What's down 2? Oh, you're talking about after the wall splat? Thank you. I can't read your name. Ray per 2 guys. I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, 1 plus 2 looks like. Yeah, you're right. That's actually a really damn good whip Punisher. I actually didn't even think to check that. Good range. Let's see. 1 backdash. Yes. 1, 2. Not quite. 1, 1.5. Okay, so 1 backdash you got it consistently, but more than 1, that second hit will catch them. So you could do 2 backdash, right? You go boom, boom, and throw it out, right? If you have a read that they're gonna come in, and even if the first hit whiffs, if they try to come in with something, that second hit might clip them. And if the second hit connects, she'll still get the tiger. It looks like. Yeah, see, she'll still get the tiger pounce. That's pretty cool. It might be an alright whip Punisher. Let's test it. Oops. Let's test the standing 3s range. Now that I think about it. 1, yes. 1, 2. Not quite. 1.5. So about 1.5 Kazumi backdashes in range. Yep. So her standing 3 has a little more range. So when you consider the risk, I would probably personally use, as cool as the tiger shit looks, and it does knock them back. So you look at that. That's a lot of knockback. You can send them flying, and you can kind of push them towards the wall. In an infinite stage, though, I would rather use the 3 with the follow-ups for whiff punishment, because it has a little more range, it's looking like. And, yeah, I mean, that's really it. It has a little more range. I did not test the tracking on her 3, though, so let me do that. Yeah, that looks good in that direction. Yeah, it looks like a good. Whoop, whoop. Take that back. I'll take that back. This is why you check multiple times before you say stupid shit. So this is one of those weird ones. You gotta step it well, like early. If I'm a little late, it clips me towards the end. It looks like. And then, so yeah, maybe the 1 plus 2 will be better if they start sidestepping from range. Might as well test it, right? So, like, what happens if I'm right here? Yeah, it looks like it covers her right well. If I'm like just mindlessly sidestepping at range, and if I don't time it well, yeah, I might get it if I time it well though. Yeah, see, you have to like time it. You have to time your sidestep so it's happening right when she's swinging. That's that kind of shit. That doesn't mean it tracks necessarily, but it I guess it does a little bit, but not officially, let's say. But it is one of those that if you're gonna go left against that towards Kazumi's right, you have to time it much better. So if you think that move is coming, go to your right. Don't go left. And another thing about tracking, another general note, you should always test your tracking point blank and then test it from like the max distance. And maybe test it, if it's a super long range move, maybe test it around the middle distance too. Because once again, range matters for tracking. After 3-2, she could get the down 2. Down 2 is a jab. You mean this? Like what's down 2? Oh, she has a grounded hitting punch. Alright, thank you. So she has a Jin style grounded hitting punch. Thank you, Namatisa. Sugar water for the working man. Alright. Alright. I won't forget the Tigers, I promise. So that's 1 + 2. 1 + 4. What is this? Oh yeah, this is what you just brought it up. This is just unique. This is like one of those things that like, what the fuck is even going on here? I don't know what to say about this, honestly. This is like one of those things that you just don't see in Tekken for the most part, and then when you do see it, it's like, is it gimmicky? I don't know. Like, what happens after it comes out? You know, you can block it. Costs this heavy block stun. It looks like it has a lot of startup. It says, wait, 12 frames? What? Wait, 12 frames? Really? Sounds like she's saying crazy. So does that mean that even if I hit her, the tiger's still gonna pounce me at 12 frames? Is that what they're trying to tell me here? Ah, not quite. Not quite. Let me try something slower. Maybe Oki? We'll see what it does in Oki. Let's turn off wake up. Reset. $24 damage? That's actually really good. And it's mid. I think, wait, it's a special mid. Well, in the case of Oki, that doesn't matter. Special mid. Special mid, 24 damage if they stay grounded. This might break the floor. I'll have to test that later when I switch stages. Now the question is, will I recover fast enough to not get hit by wake-up kicks? And it looks like that's a resounding no. So, for that, yeah. Maybe to end the round. But I would not recommend that as Oki. Or, unless it's to break the ground. If it breaks the ground, then that changes everything. That will be the use for that. Let's see. That's 1-4. 2-3. 2-3 is just a pounce. Okay. So, they're both special mid. Now, special mid in general means it'll hit. It won't hit you. Sorry. You could block it standing or ducking. It hits like a it hits like a mid-level move, but it doesn't have the mid-level property of hitting crouchers. That's what special mid means. But in the case of crouch jab, you're able to low parry and crush it. I don't know if that's the case for these tigers. I doubt it. Let's go back to record then. Just wake up back. Turn off this random card. Guard off. Where's guard off? There it is. Right, so if I just go back here, record 1, 2, and then toss it out. Let's see if I can time like jumping over it, maybe. Hop kick? Hop. She has like a hop knee. Is that launcher? Oh, she got a hop kick. Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, block it. I tried to, but I jumped right into it. Yeah, no, that's that's not happening. All right. All right. What's the 2 + 3? Oh yeah, I might as well test how. What about on block? In case you frozen up, whatever. That's a punish. That is launch punishable, even when you block with that block stun. As long as you're up close. This is 2 + 3. It's just a general pounce that knocks down. If I already guessed this wall splats. Doesn't let she'll get anything free though. Yeah, this is gimmicky shit. Maybe a smarter player than I am will figure out good ways to use this, but I can't foresee anything. Does that tiger like follow you if she shoots it from across the screen, like, and you try to sidestep? 1, 2. It is pretty fast. That definitely looks safe because it pushes back. Let me see. Yeah, that's safe at least. Yeah, that shit has no tracking. And she's still pointing like a dumbass. So if you sidestep that, you can run up and launch her. But even from back here, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so if you see an idiot just throwing those tigers randomly, and you're like, what the fuck do? I just showed you. You don't even need your time, your sidewalk. Like, I'll sidewalk right now. And look, I'll just I'm playing it, now I'm just sidewalking. You know, you don't need to time it. And then you just launch it. Run up and launch it. So there's that. What about this? Probably equally bad, right? Alright. Same thing. So there you go. Anybody else got any good ideas in the chat about these stupid tigers? Let's see. Wow. So a lot was said while I was gone. Let me catch up. Can the second hit... Okay, hold on. Let me scroll up a little bit. Can the second hit of 3-2... No, Batista, no, the second hit of 3-2 cannot be ducked on hit because it is a natural combo. Natural combo, reminder. If you want to test natural combo, set action 1 to stand and set action 2 to guard all. If it's not a natural combo like that, wait, that's a natural combo? I didn't think that was. What's not a natural combo for her? We just press buttons. Oh man, I don't know. Okay, is that a natural combo? Damn, everything's a natural combo. I can't show you an example of what isn't a natural combo. Whatever. When you set, well, trust me on this one. When you set action 1 to stand and action 2 to guard all, if they get hit by the beginning but guard the rest, is counter hit on and I didn't know? Okay, making sure counter hit is not on. Then it is a natural combo. 1-1-2 is a natural. All her shit apparently is a natural combo. So both 3-2 and 3-1 are natural combos, right? Keep in mind that if something is not a natural combo, you also want to test it with counter hit, which is why you'll see me do shit like not that. You'll see me do shit like this before testing strings. And then you'll see if the first hit connects on counter hit, does the rest combo naturally. And that's when you see capital N, capital C, and then lowercase c in the notation, meaning natural combo on counter. Alright? That's how that works. I can't backdash. I want to tear my hair out. It doesn't work for me. The trunk every day since Tekken 7 came out. So, Koopzet. If you're still there, let me see if you're still there. Coop. Yeah, you are. According to my chat, you are. What is it about backdash that you're having trouble with? I want to make one thing clear here because a lot of the Aris videos that NoPants was uploading is saying you have to keep holding back to backdash. That is incorrect. They made it easier for new people. You do not have to hold back to backdash anymore. For example, I record her doing 2-1, 2-1. Or even better, I'll record her doing 2-1, 3-2. Right? If I block the 2-1, backdash, I'm not pressing anything and I'm blocking it, right? Backdash, she backdash, if this were Tag 2, I would be getting hit by that 3-2 right now. If this was Tekken Tag 2. You don't have to keep holding back anymore. So then, backdash cancel, right? Ooh, I just accidentally found yet another decent way to test your backdash cancel. If you want to minimize the frames on ducking, you could record this what I just recorded. Do Kazumi doing 2-1 into 3-2. Block the 2-1, backdash, cancel the backdash and then stand block. If you did it right, you will be able to block that 3-2. See, if you did it wrong, you were ducking for too long or you mistimed it, you're gonna get hit. See? Interesting. Another note. When you're doing the backdash cancel at the end of the backdash. Otherwise, you're going fucking nowhere, are you? You know? What's the point if you're doing it fast? You don't do it fast. You get the backdash, and then you cancel. And this is how I go across the screen in 4 backdash instead of 20 backdashes. Otherwise, if you don't cancel the backdash, this is how it looks. That's about as fast as you can backdash back to back without canceling it. That's why you cancel in the end. Now, this gets weird if you're picking a sway character. If you're picking a sway character, you have to have a clean backdash. You have to hit diagonal down back without down at all to cancel your backdash. Obviously, I'm not doing clean backdash because you see a lot of quarter circle back in my command history. The OTG, like I said, would be useful for breaks the floor. This move match makes some dude on the mic pretty butthurt. Okay, so yeah, I'm catching up. Let me keep reading. It does break the floor. Okay, well we'll double check later if it breaks the floor. I did check the low parry on the Tiger, yes, because I remember the Jinpachi fireball low parry. I did that. It didn't work. Doesn't it wall splat? Okay, I checked that already. 1+4 wall splat doesn't work. Check that already. Instant 12. Well, the thing is, I don't count that as instant 12 frame. I was able to interrupt her doing it, so that's not really. And maybe if you're at range. Maybe the Tigers would be cool to catch back row. Maybe. But, like, what are you going to do off of a back row other than knock them away? You don't catch, like, you could block when you back row. There's no real back row in this game, even though they still call it that. So, like, look, if I were to just, like, set her to... Yeah, this would do it. Alright, if I just do this and do quick back row, right? Quick recovery, quick back row, right? What's a knockdown that I could just launch it and jab her, right? And then, what is it? Is it this? We'll try both Tigers out of this. Wow, she's like... Wow, how do you can't connect the jab out of that? Well, she has a hot kick. What am I doing? That hit her grounded. See? The back row, the quick back row is safe. Now it gets weird when you talk about this side though. I'm gonna have to. Oh, the launch is fine. That one is not vulnerable. Like, it's not invulnerable. I mean, what am I saying? That looked like a comboed. So if yeah, I guess one way I can think of using this is in those situations where you do a juggle and your last hit sends them flying away. You could tack on a Tiger in the end there maybe, but that could be gimmicky because if they tech, you recover so slow. I feel like they could just run up to you and just punish you for it. So I don't know about that. Let's see. Blah blah blah. They changed the Tekken Revolution according to Rim. Oh, okay. Does every character backdash the same distance? No, they do not. Should I still do the same old method, just not try holding back during back? Well, it's not needed to hold back, but there's no harm in holding back, really. I mean, why not? You know, in case you keep playing Tekken and then in Tekken 8, if it ever comes out and then they revert that change, you might as well. If you do whatever you're comfortable with, I say. If you want to do it the easy way, do it the fucking easy way. If you feel more comfortable doing it the easy way. Yeah. They changed the back row, dude. It's for new players. For new players, quick back row. Remember the old back row. You could float the old back row, so then experienced players would just absolutely destroy new players for holding back. And like I said, if you think about people coming from 2D fighting games, especially, it's natural to hold back or down back. It's natural to hold back to guard when you're getting up. And then that was the absolute worst thing you could fucking do in the older Tekken games, because then you would just get floated, and it would seem like... That's why you always get those noobs with asking, how do I get up off the floor? You won't even let me get up off the floor. Because they're fucking holding back, they're rolling, and they're getting floated into juggle, into juggle, into juggle. I'm so glad that shit is gone. I really am, because that shit, you know... That's one of those things that the higher level player you fight against, the less you'll see it. You'll almost never see that shit happen, like, at the highest levels of play. It does happen, but it's so fucking rare. So, the thing to note here, though, is the old back row did create a lot of space. Like if you were to swing and then they did the quick back row and you whiffed, they would be all the way across the fucking screen. Notice how with the new quick back row, you're right fucking there. You're like right fucking there. So what that means is when you're the one on offense and people use the quick back row, you could easily work in, just like you could off of attack, a strong 50-50 that they will be unable to sidestep so long as you time it correctly. Because then you're basically like treat it like a meaty in a 2D fighter. Time it so like right when they get up, if you do it too early, you're gonna whiff. Time whatever your option is, so right when they get up, they have to choose. And they will not be able to sidestep. A true 50-50. Right? So keep that in mind. Yep. Alright. So that's the Tigers, right? So next we got forward 2, which I looked at before, I believe it's a power crush. So yeah, forward 2 is a 17 frame high power crush. It doesn't show the frame data on block here, so I'm gonna have to find out for myself. Let's at least verify if it's safe. Back. That looks faster than 17 frames to me, honestly, but I think we tested it already, right? So yeah, so that's safe. All right, so let's start looking at how much negative she is, right? So I'm gonna make her jab after it, right? 13. So 13 beats. 14 beats. Assuming hot kick is 15, that beats. 17 just beats it clean. 18 is forward 3. Okay, so this is probably -9. Yeah, this is probably -9. So it's safe, but you're not gonna be moving. It does knock down on normal hit though. And it does that kind of... Alright, so this is something I forgot to mention last time with Gigas. You see that knockdown? Let me see here real quick. I had her doing it. Almost gonna test the sidestepping. Alright. Alright, so when you see a knockdown that puts you on your ass like that animation, sorry. That animation, I'm holding forward. That animation, right? How her legs were up in the fucking air. I just accidentally showed you. There's 2 ways that you recover instantly, and the reason you would want to do that is because if you don't do that, there's free follow-ups. Like for example, just off the top of my head, I bet you this is gonna work. That's not what the move I'm trying to do. That was probably guaranteed because she didn't do anything about it, right? That's guaranteed, right? But if she were to hold back, like here, right? I bet she'll do it now, right? Does he? Yep. All of a sudden, it won't work, will it? Okay. You can also hold forward and you do that kick up. Would it be this? I think. That's holding forward. That is kind of different. So the thing about that is you get floated. Woo! It actually absorbed the kick. So the reason why that's so high risk is because, yeah, it's an attack. It's a way to get up and attack. And then if you connect, you'll get some sort of advantage, I think. I never really tested that. But that's how that works, that kick up. So keep that in mind when you see, anytime you see an animation. Gigas actually had quite a few of those, and I totally forgot to mention this. Back to the chat real quick. Alright, good. Nothing new. So that's forward 2. Let's test the sidestepping. Yep, super linear. Yep. That's super linear. Let me sidestepping early. Yeah, look at that. Sidestepping late. Okay, if I'm late. Yeah, if I'm a little late, obviously. So it's linear, just sidestep at the right time. It's linear at average frames. When I say linear, I mean average frames. Things change, remember, when you're at negative. FYI, when I do the jab to test sidestepping, that's putting me at -1. Because jab is +1 on block. For everybody except Jack. Alright, so next is forward 3. Was that knee? Look at that knee. According to this, wow, I'm surprised. Usually knees like this would give some sort of counter hit property. Apparently it doesn't. According to the frame data here, it's -7 on block and +7 on hits. We can test that because we got a 17 frame move, right? So here we're testing it on block. It might be better than -7 on block. See, we're not exchanging. I'm absorbing the jabs and then I'm hitting her. I have 16 frames. Shit, let's test hop kick. Hop kick beater, so I'm guessing it's -6. I don't think I have any 16 frames though. Do I? Down 1. -6. RB no way's wrong. Nice. Alright. +7 is the other thing I wanted to test. So. Oops. Oh, she has a built-in follow-up. Okay. I found that by accident. That's a juggle move, I think. So this is testing the plus frames on here. Yep, +7. -6 on block, +7 on hit, right? That's how that knee is. Now then, I accidentally found that this goes into her fly. So she has like the gym bossy fly. It looks way cooler on her though. It looks like she's like kicking off the floor and then floating. That's really cool looking. It looks stupid as hell on gym bossy, but it's cool on her. So that's gonna be a stance that I'm gonna have to look up later. I had a feeling it'd be forward 3+4. Alright. Oh yeah. Ooh, juggle starter. Juggle starter high and a mid. Big ass overhead. Oops. And there's a low. Of course there's a low. It looks like a low poke, so this might be really cheap. We'll find out when we get there. According to RB No Way, the frame data on block is... What? What? RB No Way is saying that this, it's a fly, is +5 on block. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. What would be the fastest? It looks like all the moves look slow out of that. The high, maybe? Maybe, right? That's a jab I'm trying to do. We found Kazumi's noob killing gimmick. Alright. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is gonna be the noob killer right here. Alright, you beat the mid, at least. But you beat the low. Oh, that's not what I meant. Oh, she has Hunting Hawk apparently. Hold forward, hold forward. Oh my god. Korean stick. 2-piece side, damn it. Okay, so you could interrupt the low too. How fast is it? 13 frame exchange. Mash. Yeah, 13 frame exchange with that low. Oh boy. Fearless Warrior stance with back 3+4, forward 3+4. Okay, so that's what that's called. Let's see. Let me scroll up and see what you guys got going on. Okay, that's the back row stuff. It's forward 3+4. Oh, the spring? What's the input for spring? It's back +3+4. Hold on. Just to verify for you here. So, we got these new little fancy reset options here. So I could put down face up, right? And then... Oh, it is 3+4. I thought it was back 3+4. So the ways to get up... Oh man, that doesn't count. So you don't have the back roll into the cross chop anymore. Interesting. But you do have it off of that. So when you hold forward to roll, you press 1+2 to get that. She doesn't have like a unique Chinese getup. It looks like. And she could combo off of her. I keep forgetting they could combo off of these. Every time I hit my friend with them, I keep forgetting to check it. Check that ain't combo. But this combos. So this is why one of the reasons why this shit is buff as hell. You could like, I think everybody gets at least a jab, and if you get a jab, you can get a combo for like pretty much the whole cast, right? And then the frame rate on that is also variable. Anyway. Used to just need back fake before. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, pick a top tier. I thought so too. Anyway. Remember to use RES Sweden. RB Sweden? Are you trying to troll me? Yeah, Jipachi Fly. Yep. Quick recovery. Small crickets. Stance. Arcade sticks. Okay. Alright, so just in case you guys missed that and didn't see my face, my jaw drop earlier, forward 3 on block makes that fucking high launcher in that stance. On block, not on hit. Makes the high launcher in that stance exchange with stand jabs. It's a high though, so cross jab will beat it. That's gonna be the fucking noob killer, dude. Look at this. See it again. See it again. See, dude. It beats it out. I didn't even record it properly the first time. It just beats it out. You kidding me? That's fucking amazing. Super gimmick city. That's just the. Whew. All right, there we go. That's what I like to see. Oh, not left though. Okay. Okay, so she recovers kind of quick off of that. That's like her bootleg ass electric. So like Jin, sidestep right. Alright. Alright, we'll get to that fly stance funky shit later. You know what? No, we're on forward 3. We're gonna go the whole way. We're gonna test the tracking on that. And then when we get to those moves, we'll see what the frame rate on that is actually like. I'm guessing that low is not gonna be sidesteppable, right? Alright, let's try walk. Yeah, definitely not. Alright. That's the high. Whoops. Alright, you get the rear on that one. Alright, if you go right, you get the rear. Or the side at least. So that's linear. What a weird looking move. If I were to guess, that would be a way to spike during juggles. Oh yeah. Okay. There you go. This cable's all tangling up over here. So the high is unsidesteppable and the low is unsidesteppable. So that does say something about that. Let me see the high again. Well, the high was able to sidestep in one direction. I'm sorry. Alright. So I'm thinking. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna set these to equal. Woo! Woo! Nice step. Woo! Now we're gonna keep it up here, right? We're gonna keep it up. Let me reset the stage, okay? And we're gonna put the other 2 options here. Whoop. And then we're gonna OS our way around all of these options on block. going to option select our movement to turn this into a gimmick. This is always what you want to do. When you find something that, like, I would classify as a noob killer, at least, or you would classify as a noob killer, see if you can find an OS in your movement to blow it all up. So what I'm going to do is, when I block that knee, I'm going to sidestep right and cancel the sidestep into a low parry. Why? The high uppercut does not, which was the first one, right? Yeah, does not track when I move to my right. Neither does any of the mids. The low is the only thing that tracks. I move right, avoid everything else, and then low parry the low. And when I tap down forward for the low parry, I only need to tap it down for like a moment. If I notice that on reaction anything else comes out, you whiff punish. And then you train this up. Oop. And then that would be the general idea, right? And then you got whatever that is. And then you would generally wall standing. And then you do the juggle, right? Do the juggle. Do the juggle. The hard one to punish would be the high, I think. He keeps doing the high and the low. Whoop. See? That means it's not a good enough sidestep. Cancel the sidestep later. You want to get the sidestep as early as possible so you can cancel it as late as possible. See? She's not doing the kick at all. the mid kick. And now this is basically how you turn this kind of thing into a gimmick. As long as you get the input a lot cleaner than I'm getting it. And you want to drill this kind of thing, right? Now what can the other Kazumi do to stop this? Well, there's one thing I can think of. Delay it, right? So let's add one here. And let's delay the low. That's going to be the one that tracks in both directions, right? Honestly, delaying the low wouldn't do anything. Let's see what happens if she delays the high. I think I delay a little more than that. Yeah, so I guess you would delay the low, but that wouldn't really stop me because the only thing that would track if I go right is the low. So I could just, instead of tapping low parry and standing, I could just commit to the crouch if you were to delay the low. Delaying any of the other options isn't gonna do anything because they're linear. She'll just keep going forward and fucking whiff. If the high isn't gonna catch you, nothing else is. So basically, yeah. That's how you blow up this shit. The low has an extension that knocks down. That's new shit. Does that low have any? You said it. Oh, there you go. Well, will she do it if you block? I mean, you're gonna low parry the low, so it doesn't matter if you're doing this. What happens if you block it though? Will she still do the extension? Oh, it's 2. No! Ooh, that's a really... No, don't low parry the low. Don't low parry the low. Block the low. There you go. Ooh. Yeah, fuck low parry that shit. You kidding me? Block punish. That makes it even easier to OS it. And look at that, not even anything unique on counter it. Alright, good shit. Good shit. Won't get random out by that shit. Or I might still get random out by that shit, but I would have to drill that. It's her hell sweep. Get fucked, hell sweep. why I like doing this kind of shit, man. You find out that kind of shit before you run into it in the middle of a match. That's that forward 3 forward, man. That shit is crazy. That shit is fucked up. Forward plus 4, high. This is her homing kick. Causes a spin. 16 to 17 frames. So 16 frames up close, 17 at max distance. At the tip, just the tip. -9 with a question mark, plus 12 with a K. It spins. This is of course a tailspin move, so boom, boom, right. What kind of damage we got going on here? It's 20 damage, so I wouldn't recommend doing it right after a launcher. Right after a launcher, you want some high damage. 20 damage is kind of low. So that would be like a mid-launcher thing, if you can help yourself, right? Yeah, there's not much to say. Let's just test if it's really -9. Or at least, yeah, record. Oops, it's 4-4. It's a little slow. Not even anything on counter hit. Yeah, this doesn't seem all that great. So, oh yeah, no, I was gonna test the block frame. So, oops, that's back one. What was 18? That's 18. Oops. Oh, that crushes though. We did exchange. This is supposed to be 18. And we exchanged. So maybe it's -8. Maybe. That's the tiger uppercut. That tiger uppercut is slow, as cool as it looks. Yeah, not much to say about that homing move. So now we go to the juice. The too favorable, or the formerly too favorable, as Dee would say. Down forward 1. So this seems like one of the best down forward 1s in the game, but they nerfed it quite a bit, apparently. It's -3 on block. Usually a down forward 1 is not any worse than -2 on block. But she has a natural combo out of it, so -3 is such a big deal. You can kind of still just throw this shit out all day. And then just if they do anything afterwards, commit to the follow-up. The follow-up is only -13. It forces crouch though, according to this. So, okay, there you go. Kazuya will launch that. Josie Resolve will launch that. They have 13 frame while standing punishers. Those are very rare. Very, very rare. Assuming that Eddie still has the 13 frame while standing punish that the Capos had, theirs was a high. But it looks like it would work here because she's staying high. She's staying standing. So it would probably punish this too if Eddie still has the 13 frame. The 13 frame, I forgot the airport, but it's one where they do like an elbow and then they fall on their hands and they kick upward. That's their 13 frame while standing launcher. So they could, assuming, like I said, assuming Eddie still has that, they could launch that too, because it looks like she recovers standing, right? But she does force crouch. Here, yeah, see, there's no punish. She got hit because I wasn't blocking, but there was no punish indicator on the left under the damage. So, it's a risk, but it's still a nice, like, you could add on 21 damage. Probably doesn't have any counter hit properties. Boom! Yeah, no, but it does slam down, which means it'll floor break for sure. And that slam down, keep in mind, if you don't hold back, new mechanic, you want to hold back on that, because if you don't, well, that's a wall splat. If I were to do this and then this, and if you were to let that happen, I would get a free grounded hit. Like, whatever it is, down 2, boom, I'll get that. You gotta hold back. You gotta hold back. You want quick recovery. I'm assuming he's gonna do it. Nah, the quick recovery doesn't do it. I would have to record the AI, the bot doing it to me to show you. All right, let's see. We're gonna not set this, right? We're gonna record. We're gonna set restart. We're gonna switch positions, and we're going to set it to wall. So now my back is gonna be to the wall when I restart, and then we're gonna record the AI doing jab, down forward 1-2, down forward 1-2, down 2. Match that shit out, right? Let's see if this works out. Right? 2, 1-2. Let's see if I stay down. Bam, she gets the 2, right? Restart. 1-2, 1-2. Hold back. All of a sudden, she doesn't even do the down 2. Because the down 2 punch that she did, I have to be grounded for it to happen. So what ends up happening is if you hold back and the opponent knows, you get forced into, just like any other recovery, you get forced into a 50-50 at point blank, especially at the wall. It's dangerous. But if you don't hold back, all you're doing is giving your opponent free damage. So always hold back if you see that kind of situation happen. I mean, in that instance, she's knocking you away, but I mean like at the wall. You Dragunov players out there, his wall combo is 1-3-2, and you'll get that. Well, one of his wall combos is 1-3-2, and if you do that, they'll slam down like that. If they don't get up, free stomp. If they do get up, back 1+2, heavy frame advantage. You handle your business, right? Yeah, down forward 1-2 is super cheap. Let's see the track. Let's see if it still tracks. Well, that's one of the things they nerfed, right? Pretty sure. We want the reset. Nope, we want the restart settings to be default. We want to turn off switch positions. We want to record. Jab. Whoop. Wow, we switched sides, so it's confusing me. Alright. This is exhausting. Alright. Yep. So most like down forward 1 style pokes will track okay to one side. And it looks like hers will track to her right. Even if I walk. Yeah. But it loses really bad to the left. So what about if he does second hit? Yeah, I turned, huh? Block. Block. What about my walk? Ooh, okay, you can walk to her back if she commits. Also, you can probably interrupt the second hit. Yep. As long as you're fast. If you're a little slow, that second hit is gonna slam you out of the air. Yeah, you got a pretty big window there. It's kind of cool that she doesn't need a. I don't wonder if I ducked there under the mid. Alright, well anyway, you got a reasonably big window, so you don't have to worry about that second hit tracking you for a step. As long as you're not slow. Alright, let's look at the chat. Alright. Do you actually absorb stuff permanently? Testing characters like this? Feels like there's too much to learn. Like by the end of the Gimmicks move list, I couldn't tell you much about the beginning. Hell no! Are you fucking kidding me? I already forgot what I just learned like 10 minutes ago. What is forward 3? What's that? What's up, line? Alright, everyone. I'm uploading these to YouTube when I do these. This is from... I wish. I wish I could remember all this that easily. I'm uploading this to YouTube, right? It's to help everybody else out too, but it's to help myself too. So every time I need to, I don't remember some shit about this character, I'll go back and look. I won't remember the stuff that stands out to me. Like I'm gonna remember that forward 3 shit, right? I may not react well to it the first several times I see it in an actual match, but when it happens, and even if as I get hit by it, but like fuck, I know this is that move that does that. This is that move that she's plus on block when she goes into the fly. I know that shit. I know about that down forward 1, super cheap. Sidestep right. I might not remember the sidestep right part, but I remember the down forward 1 being a cheap ass 13 frame mid poke. You know? So yeah, that's how that works. Tekken players have a bigger rig compared to your average Joe. Alright, take it easy, Num. I don't want to force you to do any of these, but you're going to do anything on Kuma. The plan is to eventually go through the whole cast. Yes, Kuma will be done eventually. The one thing I can tell you is it won't be anytime soon. I want to go through the new characters first, and then after I go through the new characters, I think my first of the old characters will be Hwarang. What's my YouTube channel? I'll link it right now. I should probably put a link at the bottom of my page, shouldn't I? Hold on a second here. How do I find my channel? Is this my channel link? View ads. Let's do it. Okay. Here we go. Maybe I should have a bot that does this. Boom! My channel already has the Gigas, the Jin, and some of the Katarina stuff I found. Speaking of Katarina, I played a set with my friend recently, and I learned that I think she has some good shit versus Mishima specifically. Specifically, her back +1 is a 14-frame mid poke with 2 extensions. One of them being natural combo and also safe on block. Tracks very well and hits very low. It's a mid, but it hits stuff like Heihachi's down back +1/+2. For the Mishima players, I like to start the round with a sidestep right electric. It will hit them and interrupt them. It just keeps them in fucking check. Just all day long. It's negative like 8 on block though, so it's not like spammable, but it's a good tool. It's good to have a really fast tool to deal with that shit. It changes the way the Mishima player has to play quite a bit, I find. Anyway, back to the action at hand here. So that was down forward 1-2. Down forward 2, as we saw, is the Tiger uppercut is super awful on block and with negative 24. I didn't even need to see this to know that. Let's check the tracking though. Like, you could probably punish it with a Tiger uppercut. Yeah, see? Now, one thing I'm wondering about this, it looks like one of those mid-ducking moves. Like, actually interrupted it. Yeah. What's it mid to test? Yeah, maybe not. Or maybe just Kazumi has good mids. I bet you if you were to sidestep, how does that look? Maybe to her right? So what happens if I were in the neutral, not much tracking, but what happens if I were to just do this? Let's see. That was sidestep right. Okay, that just loses the sidestep right in general, so. What tracks to her right? To her right. Standing for. No, we need a mid. We need a mid that tracks to her right. Did I find one before that tracks to her right? I really want to know this. That looks like a cool poke. Ooh, this looks like it. Yeah. Wait. She stopped. Oh no, it needs to track. Yeah. Hold on, my brain is farting. That was. See what I'm talking about here? See what I'm fucking talking about here? Look at this. I sidestep right. That's hitting me. Sidestep right. That's hitting me. Sidestep right. That's hitting me. Sidewalk. Okay? So a sidewalk right beats it. Oh, what? Not that time. It's consistent. Yeah, so long as I don't delay it. If I delay it a little bit, it's hitting her. So what's happening is, you can kind of see it visually in that animation. You see how she ducks down? She ducks down like this. Like she leans towards her right side. That lean is adding extra evasion to that fucking move. I had a feeling. So it's a similar concept to how in Tag 2, Ling Xiaoyu, who's probably going to be second on my list after Huarong, with the regular characters. Ling Xiaoyu was able to sidestep like right and instantly cancel its AOP, and it would like completely fucking ruin so much shit. For example, Marduk's down forward 1 tracks to his left and has a very low hitbox in Tag 2. Has a very low hitbox. Like, it's a mid, but it hits very low. It hits AOP normally. If Ling Xiaoyu were to jab and sidestep right and cancel sidestep into AOP, just whiff all fucking day right through that motherfucker. And then she launches it. Gotta have an eye for that kind of shit. It's not that big a deal, but it's why Lily players would like to sidestep into shit like that. Did I do Katarina yet? Yeah, I did Katarina on, yeah, Katarina's very good. I did Katarina on day -1. I got the game early and I streamed it on Hitbox.tv. Katarina is pretty dang good. I think she's a great poking character. Yeah, there's not that many Lings online, I'm surprised. There's not many people at all online because it's so broken. Alright, back to the list. Alright, so that was the Tiger Uppercut. Very linear move, but you could add some evasiveness to it if you sidestep right first, so you're right. So that's worth knowing if you really want to go for that risk. You want to be one of those fucking party animals. you want to throw that shit out like that, you can do that. Next we got down forward 3, which is one I looked at earlier. Oosh. Oh, this is shitty. Oh, this is awful. What? If this frame data is right, this is trash. According to this, it's 0 on hit and counter hit, but -11? What? Why? 14 frame mid. Why? Why does this move exist? Oh my god. There's no extension. Oh. There is an extension. But for some reason it's not listed in RB Norway. That's interesting. Ooh, this is like Marduk. Down forward 3-1-2. Let's look at her proper move list then. See what we got going on. Where's down forward 3? Where are you? Oh, that's the starter for 10 hit. That's why it's not on RB Norway. That is her 10 hit combo. Ooh, she has a short move list. Look at this. She's like Claudia. She only has like 47 actual moves, and then she goes to the taunt, 10 hit, and then her grabs. So this is gonna be like, well, this would be much quicker if I wasn't dicking around and answering side quests and stuff. Wow. Okay, so we got mid, high, high, mid, mid, mid. Okay, mid, high, high, mid, mid, low. What is it? Mid, high, high, mid, 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 low, low, low. Let's blow up the 10 hit combo here. Might as well, right? You don't want to get random out by 10 hit. You can duck that. Is that jail? I'm gonna guess it does. Yep, those 2 highs jail. What happens if you block the low? Alright, what happens if you get hit by the mids? Let's see. Ugh. So if you get hit by the mids, the other 2 mids are guaranteed. Alright, what happens if we get hit by the low? Alright, so that's interesting. Alright, so let's test some stuff. Just in case, because certain characters have weird shit with their 10-hit combos. For example, what's the data on that? Alright, that's awful. What about this? Yeah, nah, not worth doing. Let's do... Wait, what is it? Down forward 3, 1, 1. Down forward 3, 1, 2. 3, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, 10 combo's trash. Sometimes you'll get some situations where parts of the 10-hit combo are actually kind of good. Like I know Feng players, they'll do the first like 3 or 4 hits of their 10-hit, and it's actually alright, an okay string. This doesn't appear to be a case, so it's just trash. One thing I can tell you is those 3 mids in the middle of it, if that first mid connects, the other 2 mids will combo on normal hit. So just look for the lows after the 3 mids. Mid, high, high, mid, 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 low, low, low. Is Katarina on my YouTube? No, she's not, because I don't know how to download my Hitbox.tv archive, so I'm thinking I might do like a more proper tutorial for Katarina. Okay. So anyway, for some reason, Army Norway just listed down forward 3 by itself. I don't know why. I think it's a cool looking mid, but I wish it was a good mid poke because I think it looks cool. She just stabs you with her foot. Down 1, 2. Ooh, I've seen this before. This is like a Heihachi's. Does it combo on normal hit? Nope. Oh, got moves. Oh yeah, counter hit. Okay. Does her down 2 keep her grounded? No, it doesn't. She cannot recover grounded on down 2. That sucks. Would have been cool if she could. I don't know if she has a full cross mix up though. Doesn't look it. She has a generic lows. Down 1 has shit range, looks like. Well, no, it has okay range. Negative 15 on block. I don't know about this one. Push back. Yeah, this might be alright. But Manny, it's negative 15. Can I ever punish that? Well, let's find out. Switch. Restart at the wall. Do it now. There you go. There's the angle I needed. Oh. So I guess you know when you got these weird ass wall angles, you could. It'll affect the pushback enough. But in general, this is actually quite safe. Quite safe. So it's better than I thought. Alright, well, anyway, it's your standard fare, but they don't have the frame data for down 1 by itself, so. But the thing about hers is it's not like quite like Heihachi's, which got nerfed actually, so. But that shit used to like almost hit ground, or Paul's. That shit used to be so fucking cheap. Hers is, she's like swinging upwards. Heihachi and Paul swing all the way down. So I can't imagine this being all that great. I just remembered I should test something. We're gonna knock down the AI. We're gonna see what hits grounded. Oh, she's got the Heihachi down back too. That's funny. We need a mid. We need a mid. Where she already has a low. There we go. Oh man, maybe not. How did that hit that one time? It just randomly hit that one time. Wow, no grounded hitting mids, huh? Interesting. +4, I tested that already. So I guess there you go. Her tigers are her mids for Oki. But they're not real mids. Yeah, her Oki probably sucks. Oh, she has laser cannon? She has a bootleg ass laser cannon. Anybody know any mids that hit grounded for her? Nothing? Nothing? Okay. Yeah. Alright. Reset. Okay, so let's go back to the move list. Scroll up. So down back 2, which is actually the next move on the list. Yeah. Not quite Heihachi's down back 2. According to this, it's -1 on hit. On counter hit though, force crouch at +6. And you can see the animation. This is one of those. Regular hit, that little shitty animation, you're at -1. This one, you force them into crouch and you're at +6. Not quite as risky as Heihachi's, but it is -14. That's pretty fucking bad. -14, a lot of characters, so let's say maybe a third of the characters in the cast can launch, maybe? Jin's while standing 2. I think Brian and Laws while standing 2. Brian's while standing 1 or Laws while standing 2, I think, 14 frames. Fucking Fat Boys, what's his name? Bob. Yeah, Bob has a while standing 14 frame launcher. And there's probably more that I don't remember. And then, of course, you got the 13 frame while standing launchers of Kazuya, Josie. Capo's more mad here because you're ducking. So, because you're ducking, their 13 frame while standing launcher would whiff. So I wouldn't use this much. This is like Heihachi's old down back two before they buffed it in attack 2. Oh, wait. It's the start of a string. Okay. Ooh, gimmicks. Low. Combos on counter hit. Okay. Low. Oh, yeah. Super gimmick. Let's see that last one. What about the second one? Oh yeah, the second one counter hits. The third one's a combo. Okay, so it's better than I thought. The second one is only -11, but negative on block, but -9 at max distance? Huh, let's see. Yeah, I always speak too soon. Put my foot in my mouth, huh? Look at that range, I'm not punching that. Yeah, I don't know about that -9. Definitely -11 though. Oh, that's her while standing one too. That's cool. Oof. There you go. So it's one of those where if you block the first one, you'll interrupt with 11 frames. And if I already guessed, this is 13 frames. If I already guessed, it looks like we exchanged. You see. It might be 12 frames, I don't know. Huh, interesting. So you can't really play around with it like that, other than maybe using that -1 on hit. Because, like, hey, you know, I am at -1, but I might do that second low. So don't press anything here. And then, you know, you can do shit like throw. That's a cool fucking throw. I really like that throw. That might have been one of my favorite throws in the game now. And just in general, it's going to be one of those low strings that noobs will abuse. So watch out for it. If the first hit hits, can you low parry? Nope, you have to block. If the second hit hits, can you low parry? Okay, yeah. Okay, so if you get hit by one, low parry is not an option. You have to block. And it's one of those where she could still, can you interrupt the third hit? Let's see. No, it doesn't look like you can. Oh, you can. Okay, so similar situation to the first level. We're exchanging with that while standing one. So whatever the frame bid is, it's the same. You can interrupt with an 11 frame move. Keep that in mind. And you cannot low parry unless you block first. But blocking does not stop the string. Keep that in mind. So that's how that goes. And that last low puts her at +8. If it were to hit you regularly. So if you're like, really like, you don't know how to deal with this string, what ends up happening is boom, 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 and then she's at +8 after that last one. So you're just opening yourself up to getting counter hit all day. So you're definitely going to want to deal with that shit. Next we got down back 3. An actual low poke for her. Ooh, this is good. Oh, it was good until I saw that it's -14 on block. Alright, so one of the complaints I heard, well, maybe complaints not the right way to put it. One of the downsides I heard about this character was she has a general lack of like solid lows. And based on what I'm seeing here, I could see why. So she has 2 good low pokes, right? This is down back 3, this is down back 4, but they're both pretty risky. Down back 4 is -13 on block, and down back 3 is -14 on block. And they're kind of slow. This is 17 frames, which is like as slow as I'd be cool with a low poke being. A low poke that doesn't high crush. A low poke that keeps you standing. So 17 is like okay, it's not that bad. But 20, this is basically like Kazuya's down back 4. 20 is a bit slow. Let's see the tracking on these things. Okay, good. I'm starting to notice a common thing here in Tekken. I don't know if it was like this before, but a lot of low pokes have decent tracking on them. Like at least to one, at the very least to one side. I don't know how I sidestepped it that one time though. That's kind of weird. That means I could probably sidewalk it. Yeah. So sidewalk left for consistency. I'm gonna guess the other one tracks in that direction. Because it's swinging from that direction. Yeah. Alright, down back 4 looks solid. Yeah, so you have to walk, right? Alright, so similar to the other one. Similar to the way down back 3 tracks, where you have to walk away from it in the opposite direction, not step, for consistency. Down back 4 works the same way as down back 3. So that's interesting. I really like this music. This counter here causes a knockdown. I'm gonna guess you get a free follow-up. Like this. Just a random guess. There you go. Dash up into down 2, I guess. And if you want more damage, send the tiger. Are you guys taking notes here? Ban that guy? Let me see what's going on. Fly 3 doesn't work. What's fly 3? Oh, the slow ass low? Fly 3? Off of what though? That was a while ago when you said that, so I don't know if you. Whoops. Damn it. Supercharge. Thank you. And combo. Well, none of these are gonna work. I would have to wake up. I would have to. Yeah, fly 3 might work. For that. I am super stoner. Okay, that makes sense. Force the crouch. Yeah, you're basically crouching as it says. Fly. Yeah, I know fly. I know fly. Oki mid. Ah, okay. That was so long ago. I wish I caught that. You're right, dude. You're totally right. This is basically her only Oki mid option. And look, if I were to guess, that would probably floor break too. So thank you for that. Good catch. Ooh, that wall splats. That looks like it'll be plus on block, maybe. We'll find out when we get there. How the frame data. Fly might be what she needs to do for Oki in general. If I were to guess. It is guaranteed there. She would have gotten up, I think. I mean, I could record to see, but I'm pretty sure this is consistent. I'm having trouble hitting all 4. You know what? Can I hit my controller up here? Can I, let's see. Can I make a supercharge? Is there a way to supercharge? I gotta remember to turn this off. I don't want to hit this in mid-match by accident like an idiot. But it's gonna help me record. Yeah, I can't even. You don't even see her try to get up. Tech after that shit though. So yeah, right. Yeah, negative. Wait, what about negatives on frame rise is safe? Like negative 15 not safe usually, or what? Like, is there a cheat sheet for that stuff? Unsafe. All right. From standing, if you're in a situation where you make the character, like if you do a move that on block leaves your opponent standing, then unsafe is 10 frames or worse. 10 frames or jabs. That's her 10 frame jab punish, or that. Then you're looking at a character specific situation. So for example, Kazumi here. I don't know if she had. Oh yeah, 12 frames, like I said before. Maybe it would be that for less damage, but some setup stuff. Although I think this is more of a neutral tool than a punish tool. 13 frames. She has a 13 frame punisher. That. And then 14 frames, assuming the frame data on RB is right. This. Oh, not that. That or that would be 14 frame punish. Oh. But some characters will launch you for negative 14 standing. Brian, Mishima's, regular Jin, who's basically Mishima now. Lars. They could all launch you from standing. Generally, though, it's negative 15 where most of the cast will launch you. Outside of a few cases like Steve. Marduk's not around anymore. Steve. Capos? Maybe Capos? I don't know. Point being, it's fucking rare. We're talking like 99% of the cast will launch you for a negative 15. Right? So then the thing is, now you gotta consider moves that your opponent, when they block, leave them in a crouching state. For example, lows. Anytime a low is blocked, the opponent will be in a crouching state because they're ducking. So then you start talking about while standing punishment. Most of the casts will start while standing punishment at negative 11. Sorry, with while standing 4. In a lot of cases, this is a while standing 4/4. So that would be her 11 frame while standing punishment. But everybody could 10 frame punish with a jab from crouching. I wouldn't recommend it. Unless you're maybe Eliza or Akuma, who could actually convert into a combo with meter. If they have meter, they could convert this into a dragon punch. And then they get a full combo, which is kind of fucking insane when you think about it. And there's actually a few instances of moves that force crouch, or moves that force crouch and are negative 10. For example, Brian's mock kick. Forward homing move. He does this big ass overhead kick that's a high though. When the opponent blocks it, they're crouching. He's actually at negative 10. So if you block it when he does it up close, you could punish him with a crouch jab. There are some cases, like right now I think the only case might be Lee, where he has a while standing 10 frame, no, he's not the only case. Brian has one also. Maybe a couple of others. But Lee has a while standing 10 frame move, while standing 3/3, and he goes into infinite kicks. So that's super rare. Lei had a while standing 3 and just did this big ass chunk of damage. He's not in the game though. What's Steve's fastest launcher? I gotta be honest with you, from standing, I don't know. I know his new up forward 2 animation, that's like 19 frames. Yeah, so Steve's while standing launcher is like what? Full crouch down forward 2? I got a bot for this, hold on a second. Let's see. Frames, right? Steve. Up forward plus 2. Lays the cameraman. Steve's up forward 2, 22 frames. Steve, full crouch, down forward plus 2. 18 frames. From crouching. I don't even know what, like, Steve's like launches are what, like ducking. He does the ducking uppercut. That's gonna make it take way too long, you know, for a block punish. I know he has the peekaboo shit, but he has to go into peekaboo, so it's not like a block punish. Anybody else know any Steve launches during a neutral situation? I don't know. Yeah, I don't fucking know. So that's you gotta understand, if you're a Steve player, that's one of his biggest weaknesses. Oh yeah, back plus 2. I think that's 16 frames. And that's like a weird janky ass move. No, that's 17 frames. So that would probably be your fastest punisher. And you would have to be like right up in people's faces. If there's any sort of pushback, he might not be able to convert off of that for actual juggle. Yeah, Steve's weakness is his block punish sucks, but his 11 frame while standing punisher is one of the best in the game. Wildman, while standing 1-2, that shit does a ton of damage. Like, let's see, Steve, while standing 1-2. Assuming that this is right? It's plus 2 to plus 3 on hit, forces crouch, and 13 plus 20 says 40 damage for fucking 11 frame while standing punisher. That is way above average. Like, the best. Next to like, who else has like something that good? Maybe Leo. Leo now has the while standing forward to the elbow or the shoulder, whatever it is. So Leo might have a stronger while standing punishment. But in the very least, like that Leo's would wall splat you. So I'm assuming. But Steve's is just fucking nuts. So, and Steve also has a solid, okay, 10 frame punish. 1-1-2. And Sonic Fang is a good 14 frame punisher. If you're not going to get a launcher, Sonic Fang is a down forward 1+2, which is like the opposite of while standing 1-2. He does the downward punch and then the uppercut. While standing 1-2, he does the uppercut and then the down punch. So yeah, that's a good solid block punish for 14 frames. Plus, it has a lot of range. But yeah, you're not fucking launching nobody with Steve. You gotta really, like Steve, you gotta get your lead and you gotta make them come in and fall for the frame traps, fall for all the semi gimmicky stuff, but and the good shit. Steve's all about back one, setting up back one in all sorts of ways, and his lows suck too. That's another Steve issue. Insta peekaboo Shoryuken, fastest to 18 frames. If you want to get all swag mode on that shit. Alright, so okay, we found out that Fly 3, thanks to, I'm gonna shout you out again. Thanks to, fuck, where's my chat? Thanks to Raper 2 guys. How the hell you would say your name? I don't know. But the shout outs to you for the Fly 3. That's gonna be her mid hitting Loki. Funny looking move. Alright, so we were looking at down back 4. Okay. Yeah, down back 3, it does the same thing on hit and counter hit apparently. Oops, I forgot I set this button for that very reason. It's a +2 on hit or on counter hit. It does the same animation. And it does force crouch. Keep that in mind. Down back 3 forces crouch. Down back 4 does not. Down back 4 is +4, and down back 3 is +2. So remember what I told you about while standing? Like, unless it's a crouch jab or like some special case while standing moves that like Lee's, people are gonna typically come up with an 11 frame move. So if you were to do this into like that, you would exchange with the 11 frame move. Also, if you were to do this into jabs, then their while standing move would get hit. So she had some sort of nasty 13 frame counter hit, like single hit move, and you would exchange with the while standing forward. That would be fucking good, wouldn't it? But I don't think she quite has that. Forward 3 doesn't do anything on counter hit, unfortunately. And once again, reminder: force crouch means it can only sidestep in one direction. Always keep that in mind. Anyway, down back +1/+2. What the fuck? This looks like a shit hit grounded. I didn't even know to check that input. Ah, okay. Does not. Maybe on bigs. Big characters. Not quite on her. If I were to guess, this is a move for juggles to slam people down. Oof. And even looked like it should have comboed there. Look, she hit the ground and then weird ass animation. Alright, well, let's see how it is backing wise. She does kind of lean back. Like, that doesn't really do much. I wouldn't say that lean back means much. Maybe that picking up her leg does, though. Not really. So I wouldn't like, that lean back, not really consistent. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. This is launch punishable. Wait, no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Down back, down back, down back. Where are you? Where the fuck is it? Did I scroll up? I scrolled up. There it is. It's only -4 on block. Okay, good. Good. So I want to test. Yeah, that's not great. That's really bad. That's a big whiff too. Look at that. Take all day to confirm. Woo! So, even though it's only -4, assuming that that's right, I wouldn't use this in a neutral situation. I don't think her standing 3 is 14 frames. I don't think her standing 3 is 14 frames. I think this is wrong. There you go. That's definitely 14. So, I'm gonna guess that the RB Norway Frenier is wrong about standing 4. And I'm gonna say about standing 4 that that means it's not a 14 frame punish. Oh, she has something for standing. One plus 2. Yeah, no. So I don't know what her 14 frame punish would be. 1 plus 2 was her 12 frame punish, though. I remember that now. Alright. Back 1. Oh, this is interesting. So her homing move, right? No, that's not a homing move. That's a weird looking move. How is she choppy? She's like, how is she fucking doing that shit? The fuck? So that, I believe, was a natural combo, right? What is this? This is 20 frames to start up, and there's no frame data for this move at all. Wait a minute. Let's find out. Let's find out how it tracks first. See if it's worth her shit. Yeah, it looks like it should track in that direction. Not quite that though. Okay, so it tracks consistently to her left. Not walk though. You wanna know why this is hitting me now when I try to walk? Okay, never mind. Because I'm bad. That's why. So, track, step, not walk. Alright. I gotta pump up this AC. Let's do the full string now. Yeah, that's real bad. Maybe this is better off as a juggle, so. -14. Yeah, -14. You can interrupt the second hit. So, I'm gonna hope that this is just a juggle, so. I can't see any reason to use it otherwise. Let's see, we got back to. There's her homing move. Plus the spin, so it wall splats. Uh, 15 frame mid homing move that's safe on block. Pretty good. It causes spin out. I'd say that's pretty solid. Of course, it's a corkscrew move too. So, yep. Very low damage, so 12 damage. So I wouldn't use it for juggles. But it's a bonus, nice little bonus if you hit him out of a hop kick with it. So for example, the cool thing about this being 15 frames is hop kicks are pretty much 14 frames. So if you were to jab into this and they chose hop kick for some reason, you would have hit him out of the air and caused a tailspin, right? And you could convert that into a juggle. So that's pretty fucking cool, I think. Let's record. We just want to see if it's safe. I don't need to see if it's negative or not. I'm pretty sure it's negative or not. Yeah, it's safe. Next we got back +4. Okay, so that weird ass kick. That looks like a kick that should track. This also, uh-oh, is this what I think it is? Oh yeah, that's a juggle starter right there. Oof, oof. Looks like you're walking right into it, so he stabs you in the gut. Oh, what the? Huh. Funny how that happens, huh? Alright, well, that's weird. Gotta get a full backdash in there. If you don't get a full backdash, if you're just a little late, it'll clip you. So it's just got like a wide hitbox, maybe. Alright, so not too great. 19 frames to start up, and it's actually negative on block. Like punishable, not that punishable. Negative 13 it says. Yeah, negative 13. No real tracking on it. So even though it's a counter hit tool, it is +9 on hit. Which, yeah, you can see that shit. I wouldn't use this. I would use this. It's unsafe on block, so I would. If you guys find a good way to use it, maybe. But I don't think it's that great. Back 1+2. This is a armor move. Is it? Attack return. Power crush attack return. Interesting. So she has a power crushing counter. Oh, huh. How does that work? Okay. What if I do 14 frames? But 13 frame I was able to recover fast enough. It could also just be that my 13 frame just recovers that fast. It did interrupt the string though, there. So I wasn't able to get the down for 2 out. Yeah, this is kind of whatever. I don't know how I feel about that. If I'm gonna use a fucking power crush move, it's gonna be this palm. It's her back fly. You can only use this to run away. I know a way I can test this, how good this really is. Thought so. Yeah, no. Okay. So that's gimmicky shit. It looks cool. Because you can't... the thing about this is, you can't... You create all this space for what? You can't attack out of this. So you're just creating all this space for no reason. So the only way I would have like thought to use this would be, hey, what happens if I put myself at heavy disadvantage and then use this? Will I just escape for free and not have to receive any pressure unless they chase me down? Even though I'm at -9 or 8, you know? That would make this useful. That would make this too cheap, probably, really, when you think about it. Because then you just escape all pressure for free and you reset to neutral. That would make this too strong. But then if it's not going to do that and you can't use that to, like, attack, then why are you going to use that? You're doing nothing. So, I don't know. I can't think of a good use for that. Let me read this again. Fly 3 looks really strong. Chop. Thanks for doing these live streams. Not only do I learn about the character you're trying out, but how to do it myself. Thank you. I especially appreciate you saying that, Lionhead, that last sentence, because that was my plan all along. When this game came out, I was gonna try to teach people, like, hey, you know, not only like, hey, here's some of the things you could do, but I don't want to like just when I talking about like tutorializing this kind of stuff or try to explain this kind of stuff, I don't want to be like, hey, you should do this and that and just do that and just do that because I said so and this is what good players do. No, fuck all that shit. I'm trying to explain it in a way that, at least to the best of my abilities, I certainly could be better, and I do get long-winded, I understand, and I apologize for that. But I'm trying to make it so that, hey, I'm trying to make you understand, hey, Tekken is kind of more like a template. It's not like Street Fighter where you pick a character and, like, you gotta play that character, and you gotta play the fucking matchup, and then you can't really play your opponent until you master everything about your character and the matchups, right? And then you can kind of play your opponent. Tekken, it says, hey, you pick a character, and yeah, you can kind of play the character at a low level. The moment you fight even a remotely competent opponent, you gotta know how to play fucking Tekken to beat them. If you don't know how to play Tekken, you only know how to play a character, you're gonna get fucked up. And that's one of the things I'm trying to stress here. I'm trying to teach you, you know, the old saying, like, teach a man to fish instead of feeding him a fish or whatever the fuck, however the fuck it goes. You know, I'm trying to teach you how to teach yourself here. Of course, you could also just see how I, you know, approach doing this. And it is also because I'm usually, historically, I've been pretty lazy about doing this kind of thing. But me doing this on stream to help other people out and then taking questions helps me when I answer those questions, whether I know it up front or I'm not sure and I double check. It helps me learn too. So we're all learning together. So it's for the benefit of everybody, you know. Safe raw tagging. Motherfucker. Pick a top tier, reminding me about the worst section. Can you use ranged tigers when you do that far backdash move? Yes, her while running too is really strong. I'll get there. While running moves, I guess you can, but like, just like usual, like, what you gotta do is from across the screen, and then they're gonna sidewalk and kill you. Like, that's gimmicky shit, you know? So anyway, about while running moves, and yes, her while running too is really strong. Pretty much the whole cast has at least one move out of while running that is heavy frame advantage on block, right? At least relatively heavy. For a lot of characters, it would be +3, where you would call it a slash kick. She doesn't have that. She just does her forward 3 out of her run. Slash kick is what you call that shit that like Law. If you do his running 3 and he does the whoa, he stays in the air for mad long and is active while he's in the air the whole time. Law's is a bit more unique of an animation, but it is generally like a slash kick. That's what people call a slash, like you're slashing with a sword or whatever, or a saber. They're always like really heavy on block, right? But then you start to get to stuff like if it's not a slash kick, it'll be something unique, different in one way or another. Dragunov's while running too. That's his while running heavy frame action move. His is a counter hit juggle starter. Kazumi's, I don't know what her does on counter hit. It doesn't look like it starts juggles, but it just looks like it just looks like a punching version of a slash kick. The thing about slash kicks though is they jump. So they do go over lows, but you could like almost on reaction sometimes if people get too obvious, just jab them out of it. It is also a much bigger whiff if you sidewalk around slash kicks, because they're up in the air for mad long. You can just walk to their back and just beat the shit out of them with a 10-hit combo on their side or something. or something worse, depending on your character. So then there's other like unique stuff like Ling Xiaoyu has a slash kick. She's able to go, she does a slash kick and then she lands into AOP and then she can convert it on normal hit into a fucking juggle, which is so cheap. I think she's always had that. At least since Tekken 5, maybe. She's had that for a fucking while and it is super cheap. I know Nina's slash kick, hers, what she does is she falls to the floor, I think, unless they change that. And she's able to, when she hits you, she has a hit throw, where she like hits you and then she does like a fucking arm bar or something, or breaks your leg or some shit like that. A couple of other slash kicks make characters fall to the ground. Julia used to have like running elbow shit. She's not around anymore, but hers was a high. Claudio has a while running too. His is a high, but when it hits, it gives him starburst. So that's his little gimmicky shit. But in exchange for that, it's a high for him. But it's also plus on block. I don't know, I can't think of any other ones right now. Jack, his while running 2, I think. It's either 1 or 2. He runs and he does like this big ass slow chop. And it kind of sucks because it's slow and he just does a slow chop. But if you block it, I think it forces crouch. And it gives him a lot of plus frames. It does look kind of cool too. Yeah, you get the idea. While running 2 is a power crush? It doesn't look like it. You don't see any unique animation, you know. 442 is not while running 2. What's up, lad? How's it going, buddy? Give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish and he eats for a lifetime. Thank you, Kuda Wuda. Teach a scrub how to clean a car instead of doing it for them. I guess that works too. I don't know. Alright, so back to the action. So back 4 sucks. Back plus 1 plus 2 I think sucks. Back plus 3 plus 4 I think it sucks. Now we got up forward 2. Special mid? Oh, this is weird. Oh, it's a high into the tiger, huh? It has auto sidestep. This is interesting. Because usually when you press up plus a button, it would do a jumping move. Hers does a sidestep. Like she's in Soul Calibur or some shit. This is -10 though, so I don't know about this. Does she do the juggles too? Okay, she does. So maybe this is for juggles because the frame data looks shit. And maybe because it hits, like I would say because it hits like that, maybe you get some funky setups, but like she still sends the tiger out, so she's gonna recover mad slow. And even with the auto sidestep, I don't know, is this really -10? Too slow. Yeah, that's -10. Oh, wow. Standing 4 punish shit. It might be worse. 13. Arbinor, why did they nerf this move? If Arbinor was right about the arcade version, then they nerfed this move. 14. Why does this move exist? -14. What? Why? I don't get it. What is it about this move that it needed to be that bad on block? I don't. That's really weird. Maybe it sidesteps better than a regular sidestep. Like sometimes when you see a move that automatically moves in a direction, and you sidestep in that direction first and then do the move, it'll be like a quick double sidestep. That's usually the case for this kind of stuff. So if there's one use I could think for it, that might be it. What tracks to her right again? It wasn't down forward 1, was it? I don't think it was. Oof, what the fuck? What the fuck? Cameraman, take it easy. Yeah, no, it hits her. And it fucks with the camera. Maybe that's what it's about. It fucks with the camera, so even on hit, you both get confused. Look at that. What the fuck? Yeah, she causes all sorts of crazy camera shit to happen, man. I feel like you might actually legitimately be able to use that as like a pocket sand strap for tournaments and shit. It's like, I know if he hits me out of this fucking shitty move, I'm gonna be at this crazy angle where I'm back turn and then I'm gonna hop kick him. Like, it didn't even happen there. Wow, it's not happening. There it is. And then you get that. Not quite in range though. Because he's not gonna be ready to block it, right? That shit sucks. Alright, we got up forward 3. Oh yeah, she has the classic. Can she juggle off of the second hit? She recovers kind of slow. Woo! Chop, chop, chop. Maybe that's the juggle ender. Kick, chop. It's all in the plane. Fortunately, hers is not plus on block at all. The first kick is -12. The thing about hunting hawks like this is they're awful if you sidestep. Like, this is what happens. You see? By the way, that's kind of how a slash kick looks too. That animation, except minus the float, they kind of run into it. That's kind of how a slash kick looks, and that it typically causes that sort of block step. But in this case, this is actually unsafe. She recovers super slow. See? Punish. Yeah. And then you get the rear, and then you fucking do whatever. And of course, you can float that shit too. Actually hold back. That breaks your auto guard. If you don't hold back, you get hit by the second hit. So it's safe. And then that last hit is launch punishable. Yikes. Auto guard breaking. Yikes, that's trash. That's a juggle in there if I were to guess. You know? Like maybe post corkscrew. Yep, bam, right? Yeah. That would be how to use that at the end of a juggle. Oh, hey! Hey, hey! Oh, that's low damage though. This is also launch punishable, so it's not quite Heihachi's, which is plus on block, but or Huarangs. So if you want the juggle, you commit to the 3, but apparently this is -16. Launch punishable. Is that mid-high? Did I see that right? No, mid, okay. Oh, hold back. Yeah. There's your, I mean, you got a hop kick. That's only -13. There's no, you know, don't do this. I guess if you need more range. Up back 4. Can she convert off of a reverse jumping hop kick? It doesn't look like it. How about up 4? Not really, no. Too far. And it's a regular ass hop kick. It is a knee though, so you cannot counter it. Reminder, Asuka regular ass counters like Asuka's cannot counter knees, elbows, or headbutts. So remember that. And now we go to forward 2, hit throw. -13. I checked this earlier. I like that laugh that she does. Let's check the tracking. So forward advancing moves have bonus tracking. You have to sidestep them kind of late. Yeah, see? See? If I sidestep instantly and I just let myself cancel, it seems like it hits me. See, it follows me. Because when you dash, forward dash, you're realigning. So it realigns linear moves too, which means you need to sidestep later. You need to kind of wait for the move to start up and then sidestep. If I try to sidestep, like buffer it, kind of get hit here. See? It's kind of inconsistent. It's weird. Woof, but you get her rear if you get the other way. Same deal here, but if you go this way, you get her rear. It also blows up sidewalking, it looks like, no matter what you do. Yeah, you have to, like, still time them well. Alright. So, no road checking or 442. And it is an armor move. Is it? Okay, it is. Weird. Okay. Now to test the block frames. Yep. Negative 13. Okay. That's a 442. We're almost done. Forward 4-4. Oh wow, she has it with her left leg, right leg. This looks like Mishima, or at least Heihachi and Kazuya's 4-4-3, but with her right leg instead of their left. This shit juggles on normal hit. Oh, theirs juggles on normal hit too, but hers bounces. And it does not take tailspin. Okay. -7 on block with a question mark. Assess the tracking first. Yeah, that's a big whiff. Yep, we got nothing on that tracking. What's forward 30? Frames. I got 17 forward 4-4 was -7, so forward this should exchange. Yep, -7. There you go. So this is correct. Safe on block mid. Safe on block mid juggle starter. Always nice to have, even if it's linear. In this specific case, I'm okay with that, you know? It's a big risk. You can also kind of dash into her homing high. You just kind of dash and hold forward for a bit. Kind of like, you know, as a way to deter people from sidestepping. Where's that? Now we got her a little bootleg laser cannon here. 12 frame mid though. Ooh, 12 frame mid you said. What about back forward? That's 12 frames. Whoops. Alright. Oh, this does the Jin. Yep, breakable stun. If you don't break that stun, I get a launch. The AI's breaking it though, so if I set this to stand, you'll see it won't break anything, I think. Yep, see? And if you let that happen, I get a full launch. How do you break that stun? You just hold back. And you'll break the stun and then block. So, this is just like double Jin and regular Jin's back forward 2. So the question is, how's the tracking on it? So this hers is back forward 2, 1, oops. Back forward 2, 1, 4. Mid, high. A high, as you can see, is a tailspin, and it spins them around in place. -9 on block. Back forward 2, according to this, is -12. Back forward 2, 1, -14. So let's test. Before I test, let me look at the chat. Alright, let's look back at the chat. See what I missed here. Woof, there's a lot going on. Alright, I got it. Shoulders a little stiff here. Alright, how do you do that low with Hwanang that you can combo off of? I think it's kind of like the one Jin has. I don't know how to describe it better, I'm new. Umehara, GA, I think it's off of his right flamingo. The problem is, I don't know the input. The only thing I know is he has to be in one of his flamingo stances. Flamingo's the one when he has his knee up, his leg up in the air, where his knee is up. And right flamingo is when his right leg is in the air, left flamingo is when his left leg is in the air. So it's probably something like right flamingo down 4 or down back 4 or something like that. I'm not a Hwanang player, but I just know he has it out of one of those stances. So keep that in mind. I was like, yeah, they better teach you this stuff. Tangents and stuff. Alright. It's the kind of move you need versus characters like Nina or Steve since they want to rush you down. Yeah, sure. That's the only use I can see, to be honest. For the sidestep move, does the tiger only come out on hit of the first attack? Correct, it only comes out on hit. If not, maybe you can use it as a sidestep attack against... well, I tested it already. Yeah, it only comes out on hit, right? Is it safer if you do up, forward, 3, 4? Okay, we already checked that. I'm sure she has another extension of up, forward, 3, 4 that screws. Yeah, I found that out. Okay, up, forward, 3, 4, 3 can lead into big damage, I guess, but it's high risk. Best and never miss a combo is tiger uppercut, tiger uppercut again. Sure. Can forward 3, forward 2 after up 4? Oh, after a hop kick? Oh, after just up 4? Oh, interesting. Nah, it doesn't look like it. Maybe character dependent. Sounds like wishful thinking. Yeah, doesn't quite look like it. Yeah, he has 2 normal stances: right foot forward and left foot forward. Which is, it's just as it sounds. When he's standing with his left foot forward, his left foot forward. When he's standing with his right foot forward, his right foot forward. And then there's the 2 flamingo stances. What's the benefit of screws like corkscrews? Not lightning screw. Well, what do you mean by screws? Do you mean like that when they're standing and they're spinning? If you're talking about this, well, one of the benefits is it wall splats. When you see a move like that, universally means that it can wall splat. Also, most of the time, not all of the time, it means it doubles as a corkscrew, which is a combo extender. That's what you gotta think about it as. Air screws. They are combo extenders. They are combo extenders that give you unique ways to extend your combos that you would not get otherwise. So, for example, I don't really know her combos yet, but think about this for a second. Like when she's in the air, there's gonna be certain moves that I can't use while she's in the air that I will be able to use because of this animation with her legs up on the floor. That gives you stronger combo extenders than you would otherwise. It also knocks them away, which means you get more wall carry if you're in the walled stage. Speaking of, I think it's time to switch stages. As much as I like this music, it's kind of tiring me out here. We're gonna take this to my old favorites. Yes, I figured as much. Her back forward 2-1-4, her laser cannon basically. In case you don't know what laser cannon is, that's Jin's and double Jin's back forward 2-1-2. You know the string. When you see it, you're like, oh, it's that string. It's the fucking one where he looks like he's hugging himself, and he does the big power punch in the middle. So she has back forward 2-1-4. So let's see. So I wanted to test the tracking on this. Am I a Nan cop? No, I'm a robot. So it looks like this has no tracking. I'm not even looking, I can just hear it. Also unrelated, I have a bag of Airheads and it's like 50% mystery flavor. It sounds delicious. Alright, so hers has no tracking, unfortunately. Let's see if I keep doing the string and see what happens. The last one is homing, so I don't even need to test sidestep on the last one, obviously. She does kind of try to follow you. See, she's still turning. Right? And then, of course, as if you need to see it. But if you get behind her, homing moves all of a sudden don't matter. It doesn't like the second hit weirdly tracks, like, sort of. Even though it's a homing move, you're already behind her, it doesn't matter. She's swinging at air. She's swinging at air. Is there a way to save on cleaning the machine to keep the flavor? Oh, no, what the fuck are you talking about there? Candy and shit. Alright, let me go back to this frame data here. She does have another extension here, though. Apparently, it is very bad on block. Oh yeah, I wanted to test this. Sorry. I think I already tested this, but just in case. Yep, 12 frames. Okay. 12 frame punish. 12 frame punish. Okay. $14, okay. Okay, 14 frames. Okay, so that's safe, but it's a high, so you can duck it. And then launch her. So now we got... Oh yeah. Get the tiger too. Negative 14. So the mid that stops people from ducking the high is negative 14, but then the high is still negative 9. Kind of gimmicky. If there was a situation where the high was like negative 1 or some shit like that, or negative 2, or even negative 3, then I'd say this is worth kind of throwing in for mix-up sometimes. But I'd say it's more of a juggle extender, as was said in the chat earlier. Okay, and then we got the while running 2. So here's the weird thing. RB Norway is saying that it's negative 4 on block. I don't know if I believe that. That would be weird. Whoops. What? Oh man, that's interesting. Wow, negative 4? I gotta say, I wasn't expecting that. Huh. Alright, so she doesn't have a while running, why does it say 50? Alright, this is going to be hard to record. Especially on 2B side. can do this kind of easily on One Piece side. Yeah, there it is. Actually, now's the time to record it. Oh. There we go. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to see how it tracks. Okay, there it goes. You have to sidestep that shit really late if you want to go in that direction. Alright, so that was instant while running too. I know, thankfully, learning Dragunov got me to practice that. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Was there any word on them nerfing this since the arcade version? Because I feel like it wasn't always that bad, was it? I don't know. That's odd. Well then, there you have it. Let's go to our while standing moves. This is 12 frames apparently, according to this. Negative 13 on block, but there's nothing about the frame data of the first hit. Not that you'd want to just do the first hit alone, right? Can you delay it? You could delay that quite a bit. Oh, hit confirmable? Oh, just barely. Edge case hit confirmable move. Yeah, maybe hit confirmable. And the reason why you want it to be hit confirmable is according to this, it's negative 13 on block. Negative 13. Frames? Oof. It does look slow. So her while standing too is one of those really low profiling launches though. No. What forces? This forces crouch, right? Okay, so let's try it. This is a good way to test this. I want to see if this stays high crushing the whole time. Nope, doesn't. Okay, so it's not like Bob's. Her while standing 2 launcher. So it's just a really slow. Look at that. Ugh. What's a low that's really bad? I gotta say, she doesn't have really any negative 15 on block lows. She doesn't have any knockdown lows either, I'm noticing, huh? Oh, yeah, she does. She has one really bad on block low, but it's super bad, so it's hard to really... I can't really test this. It's the flying low is the one that's super launch punishable. But there's nothing that's like, oh, negative 16, negative 17. None of that going on here. That's interesting. Well, alright, so I can't really test this much. According to this, though, it's 18 frames, and it does look slow, so it definitely is slower than 15. But she has hop kick, which means at negative 15 ducking, you hop kick from crouch. Thankfully, she has nothing like Law or Lee where there's unique moves that get in the way of that input. So there's that. I should also test the tracking on this, shouldn't I? Now, is there a way for me to put her on crouching without a huge frame advantage? Recover crouching, let's see. Oh yeah, there is. I could put her at -1 crouching. How useful is that? It's perfect. I'm going to test that first. Then we're going to test, oops, then we're going to test 2. And then we're going to test 4. And then we're going to test 3. What? Oh, string. Okay, that seems pretty consistent. While standing 1 tracks fairly well to her left and it's 12 frames. Does while standing 2 track to the other side? Oh yeah. Alright. It is slow though, so it's like one of those where I could do this. Alright, the other way. Oof. Alright. Nice trade-off for it to be slow. Oh, I'm ducking now. Alright, but walk it loses too. Ah, come on. Alright, so it loses to walk both directions. But it beats step in both directions. Now, let's see this one. Oof, that second hit tracks. I wonder if that jails. Nope. So the while standing 4 by itself seems to track well to her right. Yeah. But it doesn't track to her left. But if you were to commit to the second button, it will track. While standing 4-4 is actually safe. Nice. It's not quite the other. Oh, the second hit kick is homing. Duh. And you can see it now, the little white stuff flying out of it. The salt or whatever it is. The sweat flying out of it. This is while standing 3 going on. Oh, it tracks. Okay, no, not walk though, just step. So while standing 3 for some reason is not on this. Is not on the RB Norway. Where's while standing was here? While riding. While Rising 3. What the fuck? While Rising 3 is not on her move list. It's a hidden move. It's just this weird ass mid kick that knocks down. Well, it ain't 14 or 15 or whatever. It ain't 14. If it's slower than 14, you got hop kicks. So it's kind of shitty. No reason to use that. Apparently, her opponent grounded down 2. The ground punch is negative 14 on block, so it's one of those. You gotta be careful if they get up and block that. Oh, she has regular ass counters. That's not what I tried to do at all. Oh, I saw that already. Okay. I read this wrong. Alright. Reset. You got some 1+2 move also. Is she preying on your head? She's like giving you the double fucking chop. Alright, so we should test that out of the knee too, right? Alright, jab beats it. 13 frame beats it. 14. 15. Alright, so it's really slow to come out of that. But what's the data like on block? +2. +2 on block. +5 on block. Plus, not quite. +5 on block. +2 on block. So it's like, I don't want to deal with the +2. And this is only 13 frames, I think. Maybe not. I think it's slower than 13 frames. It's 18 frames. I'm sorry. I was looking at the damage. 18 frame knee. Oh. Alright, now she has the really slow throw. Does that give her a wall splat? Yep, okay. So think about when your back is to the wall, right? And you really want to gimmick someone. They could still sidestep the stuff, I'm guessing, but I gotta check the tracking on that mid. Now you have that throw to worry about on top of everything else. Pretty cheap. So now I gotta test the tracking on that knee into the mid. Whoa! Oh, that was an accident. That was forward 1+2. Unblockable. Okay, it loses. You can still OS it. You can still OS all the options with sidestep into duck. Good shit. I'll check that unblockable even though it's obvious and wrong. Yeah, that's a big whiff. And then I'll check the throw. Even if it's slow. Yeah, okay, good. So you can still OS that. Sidestep right into duck. Is it a high? No, it's a mid grab. Okay, you can't duck that. You got it. That forces you to sidestep. Remember that. That's good. That's good that I caught that. That's can you break it? You can't break it, it looks like. There's no way to break it as far as I could tell, and it's a mid, so you have to sidestep this. So if you're gonna sidestep that knee, sidestep right. Remember, the only thing that's gonna track is the low, so sidestep it to duck. Sidestep it to duck, and then if you block the low, blow it up. That's it. Now all that's left is our regular throws. According to this, if it doesn't get that wall splat, it is +8. Keeps him pretty close too. I just noticed she doesn't have really too many counter hit. Like, I guess that's one setup for this, right? You would here's a way to test this. Alright, if I do anything slower than a jab, I'm getting counter hit. Okay. Yeah. And it makes that really hard to sidestep, if you can sidestep at all. Because +8 is heavy advantage. So that's a good setup for that counter hit kick right there. I'm gonna assume that any situation like this is also, yeah, any situation where you get a spin like this, that's where you can fit this counter hit kick in. Just remember that it's unsafe on block, but it's a way to stop them from pressing buttons or ducking, and then you know you can call every time you spin them out, you can work in that or that, right? And the cool thing about this into this, you force him to crouch and you got all this space you created. So even though you're +2, don't chase them down, just wait. And if they whiff anything, boom, hop kick. Always look at how much space you create with your buttons. Like this up front, it's not creating that much space, only a little bit. Although that is space to easily create a whiff. This is not creating much space at all either. But then, if you spin them out, and then you go boom, knock them back a little more, now you created a lot of space. So even though you're at +2, you'll be probably be swinging that air if they backdash. But at the same time, if they swing at all, they will be swinging that air if you backdash or move around. And you have the advantage of also being at +2, so if they advance forward at all, they will get hit further. You know what I'm saying? It's a better way to blow up mashers than just frame trapping +2 with jabs. You know? Why frame trap at +2 when you could cause a whiff and then boosh? Much more rewarding, right? Anyway, let's have a look at chat before I go through these throws. What do you guys do against Hwarang up forward 4-4-4? So far, my only answer is to sidestep to his left. Umehara GA, what you do is you stay away from Hwarang and you try to make it whiff. If you can make it whiff, you can do something about it. If you're blocking it, you're not fucked, but you're not in a great spot because up forward 4-4-4, the last kick is a low. If he goes into Flamingo, he is at +1 on block. Never mind hit, on block, he's at plus. So if you try to block it at the low, and you try to while standing punish it, he's gonna fucking forward 4-4 and then launch you on counter hit. I forget if you can low parry. Check if you can low parry the low on block if you block the jumping ones and you can low parry the low. Check if you can do that. I'm not sure if you can. If you can't low parry it, then you're forced to eat the mix up. Guess. In general, you want to kind of space him out because if he whiffs that shit, he's open to your slowest launcher easily. Completely open. Am I thinking about up forward 4-4-4? Let me make sure. Am I thinking about the right move? Yeah. Alright. Also, the first up forward 4 is high. Yeah, +1 on block, +7 on hit. So the best way to deal with that move is don't block it. Avoid blocking it if you can. If you blocked it, it's too late. You're in a bad position. It's a cheap fucking move. Same thing on Hwarang's down back 4, by the way. Down back 4, I talked about this the other day, but down back 4, if he cancels it to Flamingo, he's at 0 on block and heavy advantage on hit. You can't really challenge him on block. Buffer dashes? What do you mean? Is there a way to buffer dashes after a string? Yeah, sure. I just caught this. There you go. Is that what you're talking about? I just did it. The same way you do it off of a jab. Oh. Align my freaking stick. I did it earlier. You saw me do it earlier. There it is. There it is. See? It's even easier from this because you're creating that space. See that? So yes, if what you're getting at is can you do while running two off of that, you sure can. You basically got to get used to where is the recovery. There you go. When you find the recovery, you want to do it towards the end of your move's recovery. Forward, boom. Forward. Ugh. There it is. Oh man, I had it before. I'm doing it too slow. No, I'm doing it too early. Wow, all of a sudden I'm not getting it off. There it is. It's actually easier off of the flash hit. There it is. Yeesh. Just practice it, man. Practice it until you get it. It's gonna it depends on the recovery of the move that you're trying to buffer the while running input out of. Instant while running. So that's gonna be a big thing for you King players out there, and Dragunov players too. Why not using show recovery on display settings? Turn on recovery display is going to help see plus frames. It helps you see plus frames, but I'd rather test specific. That's why. I mean, it does, but like all it tells you is, oh, that's plus on block, that's not plus on block. I'm looking for a little more specific than that. That's why I'm not using it. Yeah, you cannot low parry it. So there you go, you tested it. So Huarang's up for 444. If you blocked it, it's too late. That's the unfortunate answer. So figure out how it tracks. I'll get to that when I look through Huarang's stuff myself. Space him out. Try to, like, if you think it's coming, create some space, make him whiff it if you can. Keep in mind the first one is high, so if you think it's coming, backdash and then duck. And if you see him go into the air, hit him out of the air. It doesn't have to be a launcher. Hit him out of the air with a while standing forward. You can probably convert into a juggle. So that's how you deal with that move. Real pain in the ass, Huarang is. He's a real, like, new killer. He's not only a new killer, he's like a mid-level player killer too. He's one of those special motherfuckers. Real special. Alright, so let's see, she has generic throws all over, and then just that one really cool command grab. So the only thing I know about her command grab is that it wall splats. Oh, she doesn't get a wall combo off of it? How about if you up close? Okay, so she has to be like really close to get a wall combo off of it. Ooh, that's a good wall combo. You saw that? It flipped her around? That's really good. The fact that it flips her around to that position, That's kind of cheap. I wonder. I have a feeling that fly stuff might do some weird shit at the wall. I just got a hunch here. Anyway. Let's look through her throws here. That doesn't look like it was great Oki. It's kind of far away. It might get good Oki if the wall is to your left. Yeah, that looks like awful Oki. But it does switch sides. So, when you see something like this, what you want to test is switch positions. Restart position wall, right? So now I got the wall to my back. I got the wall to my back, or I will when it loads. Boom. And look at that. I'm all the way back here. We switch sides. Set up a wall running 2 maybe. So now, after you test that on successful break, on successful grab rather, you want to test it on a break. So opponent throw escapes on. New setting for this game. Good shit. Does it switch sides? It doesn't. That's unfortunate. Does this switch sides? Doesn't. Unfortunate. See? That's unfortunate. She doesn't have any throws that switch sides, but what I do notice is all this space that she creates here from her from the throw breaks. Look at that. So if you create yourself some space, you could actually start to move. Alright? And if they want to stop you from moving, they have to dash in. And when they have to dash in, you could take the risk and hit them away. So basically, it's better to be this far apart with your back to the wall than her all up in your face with your back to the wall. And then you can just try to sneak in also, you know, the two throw. Knock her down. Nah, it looks like it pushes her away. Oh, that's a side jump. Oh, I thought she was gonna give her the the fucking angle slam. Yeah, no, her version of the Kazumi kicks doesn't seem like you could get anything special with the wall nearby. Angle slam! Oh, she does the same side throw from both sides? Ugh. It has the same name, I should have just looked at that. That's kind of whack looking. Oh? Oh. Alright, let's look at her sample combos. Yep, that's trash. Back 4 combo. Okay. Hop kick. I gotta say, that's an easy way to get good damage. For people who are bad at combos. Where's the range? Not much of a combo extender. Well, I'm not really gonna bother with her combos. I gotta say, Kazumi is she's not as good as cool as I was hoping. I mean, she's fine. I almost said not as good. She's fine. She seems like you could compete with her, like perfectly fine. Based on what I'm seeing, I like to say like when when you're using a character, you start with the pokes, right? Always start with the pokes. She has jab, and then she has Mishima 1-1, -1 on block, so you know the deal with that. Sidestep all day, easy hit confirm, boom, look at that, easy 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. And remember, you could set random guard to test hit confirming that, so you're like, not so slow. Easy. So yeah, set random guard to both of these actually, not just the first one. If you want to test hit confirming. Actual block punishment, you could actually use 1, 2, 2. You already know about that. So yeah, while you're doing the 1, 2, 1, 1, and the 1s, and the 1s, and the 1, 1, and the sidestep left into 2, 1 for that kind of crazy shit to happen, right? To give you the free, that shit, or just to abuse the cameraman and then get the fucking hop kick on their back because they won't see it coming. That kind of cheap shit. That's the juice right there, in my opinion. That's like a super unique thing of hers. Like I almost feel like they did that on purpose, like just causing that kind of thing to happen. Look at how easily I get that when I'm up close. You know, when I'm back here, not quite. But when you're up close, all it takes is like one good deep sidestep left, and you get that if it connects. Then you got a nice 12 frame mid Punisher, right? And then you got a 12 frame like kind of bootleg mid string. It starts at 12 frames. So that's good. It has no tracking though. And that's my main problem with her. It seems like her tracking is kind of You have to actually rely on her forward 4 and down forward 1. But down forward 1 is really fucking good. -3 on block, a really amazing mid poke. Not as good as as your other like down forward ones, like a Dragunov. Down forward 1 is -2, but it tracks really well. It looks like it has a pretty solid hitbox, though I haven't tested it, against AOP or anything like that. But it looks solid. It probably won't hit AOP, but it looks solid. And then she has a natural combo out of it that you can also use as a deterrent when this is blocked. If you block, you can still throw it out with a delay. So you get a nice little delay on that shit. You can't delay it to hit confirm though. But you can delay it. When you delay it, see, it loses the natural combo properties. You have to commit for the natural combo. But the delay could catch people if they're trying to press buttons after this. So you could just kind of throw this out a lot. That's kind of what she always was about. So much so that they nerfed it during the first version of FR, right? And then you got 2 low pokes to pick from: down back 4 and down back 3. You change them up for tracking. One forces crouch at +2 on hit. The other one is +4, keeps them standing on hit. And this one gives a free follow-up on counter hit. Flying 3. And then she has the forward 3 and it's a fly gimmick, right? Which you're gonna blow up a lot of people with this shit. This on block into this is a frame trap. This on block into this is a frame trap. And then you have and then when they start to when they stop mashing after it's blocked, you go fly into 1+2, and you're at +2 on block. You can like build in some mind games, but keep in mind that I found a way around this. Sidestep right into duck will beat out every option out of this. Every option, no matter how much you delay it, will lose to sidestep right duck, because the only thing that tracks is this super high risk low, which is awful on block, as you can see. Which has a built-in follow-up. Fly 4-2. I haven't really looked at her OP much. So, like, off of her knockdowns, but, like, thanks to the help from the chat, we know that this is the mid that's going to hit grounded. Probably the only mid that's going to hit grounded. What's the frame data on this again? It's actually -9, so it's like and then the low is super unsafe. The mid is -13. The high is -6. And remember the fly into the mid. You cannot duck that. And it wall splats. This back one seems like a solid mid homing move. And as you saw, you could do instant while running 2 out of it. Or you can do back 4 to like semi-frame trap with this anytime you see the spin. So anything but a jab will lose out. Unless an 11 frame move will beat it out. And, you know, she has fucking hop kick. You should know how to use a hop kick by now. Low crush is going to be your primary whiff punishing launcher. Sure, you can use Tiger Uppercut, but, you know, you better fucking hit with it because that shit's super unsafe on block. As cool as it looks. Probably gives her her highest damage. So if you see a big whiff, that's when you go for this. Don't go for the hop kick when you see a big whiff. And you go for the big juggles. So, yeah. This. General game plan. Right there. Jab, down forward 1, down back 3, down back 4. That's how you poke with Kazumi. That's pretty much it, man. I didn't test floor break, did I? I should test floor break. She seems like solid, but she also seems kind of bleh. Like middle of the road to me. If I wanted to abuse a bunch of pokes, I'd pick Katarina right now. I like her a lot. Okay. Oops. No floor break. That's unfortunate. It would have been nice if she had admitted that floor broke. What about her throws? No. 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 That's not. There you go. It won't hit grounded, but the floor breaks. That's unfortunate that the fly 3 doesn't floor break though. So that sucks. Yeah. I don't know. Anything I'm forgetting here? Anything? Any questions, chat? Before I close it out with Kazumi for now. We've been quiet for a while. Open Q&A, folks. This is Warlong's Tekken Tag 1 arcade theme. Pretty sick. The cops theme is good too. No questions. Kazumi's kind of bland, guys. That's unfortunate because I think she looks cool. Like I wish she had more cool shit. Like it's actually quite unfortunate. Like, she kind of feels like a half-baked character. Like she has all the tools, but like this move list is just there's not much going on here. I feel like they could have done some cool shit. Footbreaker, Rolling Thunder. They call her down back for Rolling Thunder. What's that one throw? Is it unbreakable? I talked to pick a top tier. You mean the fly throw? It's an unbreakable mid grab. Gives her +8 mid stage, only 10 damage, and it gives her wall splat. You must sidestep this throw or interrupt her. I would recommend. If you see her flying, you know how quick can she press it? All right, so she can kind of do the uppercut really fast out of flying, so it's a little scary. But remember, everything in fly, except for the low, loses to sidestep right and side walk right. So sidestep right and then duck. Otherwise, you'll eat that. And remember, the knee into flies plus on block. On block. You cannot interrupt this into this. On block. So don't fall for that shit. Sure, you can sidestep right hop kick, but why would you do that when you could do this? Like, you could hop kick it, sure, but instead you duck. Like, if you were to sidestep right duck, you could get like the biggest punisher. Look at that. You could crouch cancel to down forward to. You could neutral delayed hop kick rather. You pick your fucking launcher of choice. It's just like blocking a hell sweep. So that's why I would recommend sidestepping and then ducking. You know? That shit whiffed there. It ain't even tracking that situation. In the knee situation it tracks. In the neutral? In the neutral, it doesn't even track. I don't even need to time my sidestep. Look at this shit. It barely tracks. What the fuck? So yeah, it's pretty gimmicky. Pretty gimmicky. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's useless. Because you have situations like you could also just and then you could fly and do stuff. That might change the situation. The neon hit could change things. The neon block is like whatever, but the neon hit, that could change things. Not that you'll be confirming. Like, can I sidestep it if it hits me? Doesn't look like I can. So yeah, if you hit the knee, you gotta respect the mix-up. Yeah, you gotta respect the mix-up. But if I block the knee, even though she's at plus, fuck out of here. You don't gotta respect shit. Gimmicks. Yep. Man, I'm a little sleepy here. What time is it? What time do I got? Oh, 11:50. It's a good time to end this on. Alright, so I'll take an open QA on any character that I might be able to answer. So feel free to ask. If it's something that I can answer real quick. If not, I'm gonna call it for tonight. You guys want to know anything? Let me know. Nobody? Nothing? Sure. I've gone to Dragunov many times. So you've been playing against good players who defend a lot. Well, how are you trying to open them up? What moves are you using?
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7.
Give me like a couple of moves that you're using. Or like what moves are you trying to use the most?
Sergei Dragunov.
Sergei.
Sergei Dragunov. Get ready for the next battle.
Back 1, 2, 3. That's gimmicky, dude. You don't want to use that. You don't want to use that. That's a wall combo. That's where you want to use that. There is a way he's supposed to cancel his sweep, though. I don't know how. I haven't looked at how to do it. Oh, let me see if it's here. Did they take it away? It's not on his move list. He's supposed to be able to cancel his sweep into standing now. I guess they took it away, I guess. Oh well, that sucks. Alright. No. He was, alright. What I'm talking about is he was able to do this. It's a stand. Because you know how you can do 4-4-2 and cancel it to the grab? So you could cancel the sweep, fake the grab, and then stand. They did that in early FR. I don't know if they took that away. They did give him an orbital style move, which is to say a safe on block low crush. This move, up forward 2. Whatever the combo is, right? Alright, check it out. Chat roots, right? I tried. Still doing the grab. I'm pressing back. Alright, whatever. You don't really want to use this string. Like, you want this is good. Back 2 by itself, great move. Back 2-1, good move too. The reason being, back 2 by itself is a great move. It's only like -3, I believe, and Dragunov recovers crouching. So he doesn't have a full crouch mix-up, but it's just a nice way to like get people to like press punches when they shouldn't, jazz maybe, and then you'll be crouching underneath them. That kind of shit, right? You'll see like Nobi do a lot of this into this for whatever reason, mid to mid, in case they duck the back 2-1. That's what I think is going on. And back 2-1 is a natural combo on regular hit. Now check this out. Here's what I want you to do. I just showed you Kazumi's go, you know, with the jab. Everybody got the jab. Her go-to mid and her go-to low, right? Her go-to mid was down forward 1. What's Dragunov's down forward 1? 13 frames also. It is also 13 frames. His is only -2 on block. Oops. This is your go-to mid poke with Dragunov. All day long, right? Then Dragunov has probably, arguably, the best low poke in the game. Down 2. What makes down 2 so freaking good, right? Well, for one thing, you can't fucking sidestep it. You can't sidestep it. No, no matter how hard. Sidestep, sidewalk, no, stay still. Stay the fuck still. Cannot sidestep Dragunov's down 2. Now, what's wrong with, what's the weakness for down 2? Well, the range kind of sucks. And if they can make it whiff, which I'm having trouble doing, it is also a little bit slow. It's really off of a down forward 1, you'll see it happen better. Right? Wow. Well, it's also worth knowing that Dragunov's stance is wide, so he's a little more susceptible to lows. But believe me when I say the range is limited, even though it's hard to prove right now. Even though it's kind of hard to prove right now. Right? And then that's a big whiff. I didn't punish it there, but... Right? I'm trying to punish it as late as possible. You got quite a while to whiff punish that shit. And it also could, like... Another thing about it is -13 on block. So, like, Kazuya can launch it, Dragunov gets while standing 1+2, or while standing 1, right? It just feels like I'm poking them a bit, and then I eat a knee or some juggle starter, and then they catch up in damage. Well, you gotta understand, how does this open them up? They can't sidestep it, right? They could sidestep it to crouching. They could crush it. They could block it, right? Just crouch and block it. If you think they're gonna crush it, you can dash up and boosh. You will float them. Or dash up and jab. You will float them. If they duck, you could dash up into back 4-3. You could dash up into down forward 2. You could dash up into a while running 2. And then if you get the counter hit, you don't even need an instant while standing 4 anymore. You can now juggle easily off of this. You have the easy mode juggle now. You don't have to learn this anymore to combo off of while standing 4. Sorry, while running 2. I said while standing 4. This used to be necessary. So you got that. If you need to catch up in damage, you could also sweep. which also gets a full combo now, right? Whatever it is. Then, so the thing is, you gotta realize that when you do this, you gotta see, when you're doing this kind of shit, you gotta see how your opponent is reacting, and then you gotta beat him out accordingly. He also has back 3. Very fast homing high, 14 frames, safe on block. Causes wall splat. And then you do the wall combo, or, you know. Whatever. And then you have a counter hit 1-2-1. So when you're pressuring with down forward 1, if they don't sidestep, if they try to beat it out, they have to beat it out with jabs, right? So if they're trying to beat this out with jabs, you have down 2. So this into down 2 will beat them out if they try to jab. If they want to beat out that down 2, they cannot sidestep it. They have to hit you with a fast mid. If they want to interrupt, they gotta try to interrupt the down 2, or crush it, or block it, right? So then, when that happens, if they try to interrupt the down 2 with a mid, it's gonna be at least 12 frames. Well, guess what? This is -2. So you will exchange with a jab with a 12 frame mid. I'm sorry, yeah, with a 12 frame mid. But 12 frame mids are super rare. This is a 12 frame mid. Dragunov is one of the few people that has them, right? So in most cases, it's gonna be 13 frames or slower. Well, guess what? If it's 13 frames or slower, you have a counter hit jab string. 1-2-1. Right? So if you start to do this a couple of times, and you see that their response is to try to do a quick mid, or a hop kick even, this will beat out both. So you got that. And you don't have to commit to the 1-2, and it is a counter hit confirmable. No special animation, but you could verify that the first one counter hit and then finish the string. You want some more cheap shit? Down back 2-1-2. This string, first 2 hits are natural combo. Tracks really well to Dragunov's right. I believe it is 15 frames. If the second hit counter hits, he gets the third hit. So you can see. See, standing guard. Third hit is guaranteed. He gets a juggle. Oops. Ugh. You can do the easy juggle now if you're fast enough. Whatever it is. Oh man, not quite. Well, I know you can do that easy juggle if you're close. If you're far away, you might just get down 4-4. You might just get that if you're too far, which is still great. So, the thing about that second hit, counter hit causing the juggle to happen is you could delay the shit out of that second hit. And since this tracks really well to his right, you could just kind of spam this shit all day. I can't sidestep it. I can't sidestep it. Can't sidestep it. You can go the other way. Now if he does 2 hits. The second hit tracks in the direction that the first hit does not track. So, if I were to think that you were just going to abuse that first hit over and over again, and I want to launch you for it, if I'm not fast. Sorry. See? Alright. So I can, but it's a tight window. Am I delaying it? Maybe I'm delaying it. Just in case, let me check. There you go. Good without any delay. There you go. Alright, at best, I was able to exchange for the 15 frame launcher if I didn't delay at all. If I sidestepped and went right into the launcher. So, that's a pretty fucking good string is what I'm getting at here. Yo, on the safer mid, get a kick still -12. I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. Once they're calm, once they're not calm enough to accept getting hit by your down 2, that's when you mix up. You don't have to, like, also keep in mind, down 2, you don't have to follow up down 2 every time. Like, I have a bad habit of following it up. Down 2 is 0 on regular hit, which is fine, but it doesn't mean that you're at advantage. You're neutral. You're both crouching. If you both mash 4 here, we're gonna exchange. It's only like something you want to follow up on counter hit, which is buffed, because then you get this, and when you get that, you have huge amount of frame advantages, unless you're off axis. If you're off axis, which is to say if you hit him on the side, then you get the old frame advantage. You get the +5. He falls to 1 knee. But if you're on axis, oh sorry, it actually might be neutral. It might be 0 still. I'm not sure about that, but still. When you get that animation, you definitely get a 50-50. But in general, you want to try to get this down 2 to get them pissed off and backdash like crazy, and then maybe do 2 in a row. Sidestep cancel, do 2 in a row and backdash. Sidewalk cancel and do another one. Dash, boom, sidewalk, boom. Then the next time you do, then you sidestep, back 4-3 maybe, or you sidestep, down forward 2. Or you want less risk, sidestep, down forward 1. Or you go right into while standing 4. After you do the other stuff first. Because when you do this and you do this, they have to do something to follow you. They have to find something. I want to see something. Yeah, okay. Just keep in mind that forces crouch. So if they come up with a while standing move and they have while standing moves that track towards the background, you want to be careful with your sidestep. Don't abuse it. The safest thing you can do after this is backdash. And if you hit them with the tip of this, you backdash, you have all this space you created. If they throw out anything, boom. If they throw out anything, forward 1+2, safe high. If they throw out anything, quarter circle forward 1, safe high, only like -2 on block, maybe -1. This, and it starts juggles on normal hit. Great whiff punishers. Aris just talked about this recently. Higher risk, higher damage whiff punish, quarter circle forward 2. You know, whatever the fucking juggle is, right? Well, yeah, you don't have to force the mix-up, right? Like, another good way to follow this is instant while running too. That's a good way to follow that up. It could probably still be interrupted, but it's a scary tool to have. So yeah, back 1 is a great move also. You see how he leans back? If you space this well, you can actually avoid quite a few like short-range mids. And it avoids jazz fairly well too. Like, if I can emulate this. The backdash did that already. See? Right through that 12 frame mid. Ate that 12 frame mid alive. And that 12 frame mid has good range. That's a good move. And then back 1 too, while it is unsafe, causes to spin, which wall splats. Back 4, remember back 4-3. It is safe on block, but they could duck the high. Then you do back 4-2 a couple of times. You just do this, remind them. Maybe don't do it back to back, but just do this, and then eventually you back 4-3. And then, you know. Yeah. Like, you know, I gave you a lot of shit you can use here. But just remember, you can build up your offense just based on this, and this. Specifically this. You could build up all your offense on that. And yes, when you guess wrong and if you get launched, they will get way more damage than you. But the idea is to use those moves as building blocks to your big damage to get your reads. That's the idea here. You don't just want to like get all your damage from that. How many times are you gonna have to hit them to kill them? You're gonna need like 11 of these or 12 of these, I think, to kill them. So, and the same thing here. How many of these are you gonna need? You're gonna need like 15, 16 of these to kill. So, you know, and each one of these you risk a sidestep launch or a backdash launch. Each one of these you risk sometimes a block launch for Kazuya. You risk a low parry into a juggle. You risk a low crush launching for each one of these. There is no such thing as like 100% safe offense in Tekken. That's not a thing. Everything is a risk. Every button that you press, for the most part, is a risk. Oh, one more thing about Dragunov. I feel like every time I talk about him on the stream, I talk about this. 4-1 is, I believe, +8 on hit leaves him at point blank range. Remember what I said about heavy frame advantage, which means this into this cannot be sidestepped. This, I already told you, to this cannot be sidestepped. And in both cases, they cannot be interrupted either, for the most part. And bonus round, this into this, this into this cannot be crushed, low crushed by most low crushing launchers because there's too many heavy frames. This is 15 frames. And that low has a counter hit string attached to it. So keep that in mind too. Don't use back 1+. Oh, you said back 1+2. Yeah, it's a good move, but don't commit to the back. You don't have to commit to the back 1+2 every time. Use this at the wall a lot. Great move. Yeah, alright. That's it. I'm gonna call it there. I hope that helps you, man. Until next time. When is gonna be next time? It might be tomorrow, because I don't have money to go to next level battle circuit because I'm broke right now. I was thinking about going to next level in New York. I'm in New York City, but I got no money. Maybe I'll go next week. So I'll probably stream, and who should be next on the list? Aris just did Josie Rizal. Let me take a look at this character list. You know what? I feel like tomorrow I should revisit Gimmicks and check his tracking, right? And if I could do that and make that fast, I will look at... Let's look at this stupid character, Eliza. Right? So I'll commit to that for you guys right now. Right, tomorrow, unless like some shit goes down, I'll go through Gimmicks' tracking, because I didn't do that last time. And then I'll look at Eliza. Right? And I will be uploading this stuff to the YouTube. No problem. Glad I can help as always. Yeah, Eliza seems to have some cheap shit. We'll find out together, I guess. Alright. Until next time, have a good night, peeps. Good night.